guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Specifically, you are down here just near the town of South Cove at the Von Karth estate, where you have come after dealing with collecting the relics and resurrecting Emery Rosie. You've come to the Von Karth estate to find out what is going on with your friend Ricard and the family that he hasn't seen in 2,000 years. We ended last session with you guys fighting off a swarm of sturges that came during the night and come every night, and having collected several samples. Over the week, you guys experimented with the sturges in Discord and got a ton of answers, and may have some insights as to where you'd like to go next. The question becomes, as you guys have a long rest, what would you like to do? Oh, I can't hear you guys. So, the tests that you guys do were going to take the better part of 8 hours. So after your long rest, you guys would do all these tests. Unless you want to stay up all night and do them yourselves. Which way would you like to do this test you did today? Would you stay up all night, or would you wait till the morning?
The initial behavioral tests we were doing because we wanted to see how they behaved at the night versus morning, but the dissections and such, all the gory bits, that can wait till morning.
Okay. So, by the time you guys get done with 8 hours of dissections and tests, and etc., we would have you guys be 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
While she was, after she long rested, Rose would, she saw these wards in action. So she would walk around the walls, because she knows that a lot of times mages, especially with long-lasting, pieces of magic like this, they put their own sigil on the wards, or like
Yes.
some sort of marker.
Mhm.
She is going to just, walk around the perimeter and see if she recognizes, because she can't read magic, it's all gobbledygook to her.
Right.
But she's
That's
going to see if
nerd
she
stuff.
recognizes. Yeah, she's going to see if she recognizes any of the sigils on the wall.
Let's get you to roll well, you can find them, no problem. So this would be a history check.
All right. Come on, give me a good roll. I'm probably going to use my inspiration for that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to use my inspiration for that.
Okay.
Come on, give me a good roll. That's better.
With a 15, they look familiar. By the time your family was brutally murdered in Bourbon, you may not have seen much of these, especially not to understand what was going on, but definitely a hint that it's reminiscent of the family crest.
While she's walking around, she'll ask Valerian, like, was Montesquieu here? Was he the one who created these wards?
Well, it's hard to say. Well, yes, he was here.
Why is that hard to say?
Well, see, he was very young.
And like, this was several hundred years ago.
Yes, but he's your little brother. Because according to my records, he's your little brother.
Montesquieu was older than her.
According to this, I have eldest son, Valerian, second eldest, Valentina, and third child, Montesquieu.
Yeah, and Rose was the fourth.
Okay.
She was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Rose was the baby. I'm sorry.
Okay, all good.
Yeah.
So, he would have been here. Yes.
She nods and just she's trying to find his own personal sigil amongst all the others. She's not really interested in all the dissection and bug stuff.
Valerian will show the specific seals that match.
Yeah, she'll just stand by them because I'm guessing it's somewhere in this garden, just along the edge of the walls.
It's in several places. This was a
Yeah.
big undertaking. This was not a quick thing.
Yeah, well, I imagine permanency wards like for something like this big. Yeah. Yeah, she'll just stand there contemplatively as she just stares at her brother's her work. Yeah, and she'll wait for the others if they once they're ready to do something.
Sure. As you pensively observe the seals, what is Aimer doing today? Aimer might be AFK-ish or muted.
Or he might not hear because the internet is
Okay.
losing its mind.
Ricard, what would
typing.
you be doing today?
Yeah, his mic is being weird. Okay.
I think that Ricard is kind of antsy to get any kind of hint or inspiration towards what might help the people of South Cove
Okay.
and bring his family back into power. So he's like probably pacing around the scientific experiments, not really know what's going on, but just trying to catch any hints of progress there. And he might just wander around
Okay.
thinking as well.
Awesome. Tester D today would be doing the experiments, correct?
Indeed, he is chopping them up in various ways and preserving some organs and making diagrams of their insides.
Okay.
And you'll note that his the way he writes out the diagrams of their insides is very much that a map maker has done that. So for some reason, the diagram of their insides has a north and magnetic north correlation symbols on it.
Very well. Awesome. And Brennan. What would Brennan be doing?
Yeah, Brennan's been malcontent about this whole thing. So I think he will have woken up and gone downstairs. And he will have asked someone, just anybody he could grab, where's the liquid at? Where's the stuff you can drink for this morning stuff?
The servant that you collect will escort you towards the wine cellar.
Brennan looks at him and kind of smears, gives him a little, smirk, says, I didn't even need to tell you. See, this is why I like the common folks. You know what I'm talking about.
They nod at you and they accept the insult that you've given them.
Yep.
And he'll gesture to the wine racks. Which would you like, sir?
Brennan's gonna say, "What would you like? What do you like to drink here?"
They look at you, and they will go to the top shelf and get a very clean bottle, and provide you with a very clean bottle and a very large glass.
Yeah. So Brennan will take the bottle and pour some in the glass. Give the glass to the servant and keep the bottle. And he's just gonna start complaining. He's gonna start complaining.
Okay.
I don't know what we're doing here. These guys are talking about overthrowing people. What you work for these noble people? Why would they be any better than anybody else? It seems to me it's just one is the same as the other. Why would I put my neck on the line for these people?
Well, they take care of the estate, and they have ancient knowledge that allows them to keep people restful. It's nice to have someone who protects you, and it's nice to not be subject to the viciousness of the city. While we live here, no one of the monstrous types will deal with us.
And Brennan has to meditate on that for a second. So these people provide some type of service for you.
Protection, yes.
Wouldn't you rather it just be yourselves?
He looks at you. How would I protect myself even against a simple minotaur? I'm no fighter.
Brennan needs to think about this because he's a fighter.
All right.
So, it's interesting. I've never thought about it from that perspective, and I'm learning new things. Just recently, someone told me not all dragons are bad. I mean, I guess one is protecting my mother.
You have a dragon protecting your mother. No wonder you consider us to be the common folk.
Yeah, no, it's, anyway.
Would you not consider yourself to be a noble if your mother is protected by a dragon?
It's a whole thing. It's because my father potentially destroyed this whole plane of existence. It wasn't a money thing.
So you are the child of a dragon ward and a massively powerful sorcerer, and you're slumming it here?
Brennan kind of like rubs one of the teeth on his necklace. Well, I'm the one asking questions. So what you're saying is, if we helped get this person back into power, it would be beneficial for you.
Yes, of course. But if you have dragons at your disposal and sorcerers who can do crazy, powerful things like that, why don't you just help us? Why don't you take over South Cove? What do you have need of us for? I get bottles and I wipe people's plates. That's what I do. I do what I'm told because I want protection. I want to live.
Brennan, drinking more. I may have misrepresented myself a bit here. If I could do all of that, I would, but I can't. However, it seems like maybe the person who can is the person that oversees this estate.
They say that you went out at night and lived. Is that true?
Yes, with caveats, though. We survived, but very strategically.
That's amazing. And they will do the toast and drink to your health.
Brennan's going to stop them. He's going to say, no, look, this is what I do, and I have all this special equipment. I'm actually not a commoner, I suppose, at this time. I have a bow that has magic. I have all of these things that we've gathered through adventuring. And I'm not your savior. I'm going to leave. But maybe the person that could help you is a person that I incorrectly judged at first. Why don't we all have a round and a cheers to him? And that would be the master of this domain here.
So you're going to toast Ricard's father, not Ricard?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. We're gonna do his father. That's where Brendan's at.
To Lord Von Karth. And they will drink to that.
Yeah. Brendan's gonna finish the bottle and say thank you. I needed some wisdom, and well, this is where you come to find it, I suppose.
It's a wine cellar.
At that, Brendan throws the wine. Oh, go ahead.
I suppose.
Yeah, Brendan throws the bottle and makes his way back up.
You throw the bottle? Do you throw it on the ground or throw it to him?
Throw it towards his general direction.
All right. He will catch it because he doesn't want that to shatter and make a mess.
Yeah, he has to clean it up.
Exactly. One Talk about a jerk thing to do. I throw the bottle on the ground so that the servant I've just been talking to has to clean it up. Yeah,
Exactly.
what an asshole thing to do.
Totally unaware.
Totally unaware. Nobleman prick. Anyway.
Totally, totally unaware of all the hypocrisy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So, yeah. So, and Brennan's gonna make his way back up, and try to find Ricard.
Okay. Ricard is your
Probably.
tester did a day.
Yeah, and he's gonna smell like wine and shit. You know, it's not good. And he's gonna say, you know what, Ricard, I was wrong about you and this family. I think what we have to do is put you people back in charge.
Ricard kind of looks up a bit confused. Okay, Brennan.
Great.
Get behind that.
Yeah, Brennan, just bear in mind the process of going from one rulership to another is rarely a civil one, more of a
And
civil war
Brennan
type
just slaps Ricard in the back and starts walking away.
one. Folks talk about changing rulers like they're changing underwear, which I wish they would do more of the first and less the second.
You know,
Yeah,
I don't
that's it.
remember the last time Brennan's changed his
Either
underwear.
backwards or
No, changing your underwear is a strategic disadvantage, so he doesn't do that.
that explains a
what can I
lot
say?
about Brennan.
No, he doesn't not change him, I think is what he said.
Oh,
Yeah, no, you want the old for the musk and yeah.
Oh, never mind.
No, that's bad. People pay for that. They pay for that fragrance.
I don't know
Hey,
what
that's
websites you go to,
Gordon
but
underwear look
no.
like.
I don't think they have them. Like,
Yeah. So that's it. Brennan's gonna go do sweet moves up in a room or something.
Cool. Aimer, what would you be doing all day? Because we did hear you for a moment.
I think I got it somewhat working. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
yes.
Okay. So, Amer's going to find Ricard and go, hey, Ricard, I have a question.
Why is everybody drunk today already?
I'm sober still.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my mistake.
I mean, it's still early in the day. Give me a little time. I just woke up. Well, not really, but you know, I just rolled out of bed. We'll put it that way. And so Brennan and I found a secret passage.
Oh, exciting.
Can I go through it?
Sure.
Brennan said there's a dog in there. Do you know anything about the dog? Does it have a name? Is someone gonna be upset if I have to do bad things to it? If it barks at me? Am I not supposed to be in this passage?
Eric, do I know anything about this passage?
Unlikely. Roll a history
I
check.
don't-
Let's find out.
Yay. Oh,
Okay. With a 20, you know that there are several secret passages inside the castle. It's a way to get people to and from various parts without detection and to escape should the palace ever be assaulted. So, yeah, you're aware of them. That you would be aware that there is one in your parents' chambers, in their closet, that leads downstairs towards one of the escape hatches in the wall. There's a sitting room down there that has a fireplace, and the fireplace, the chimney smoke for that is siphoned into the kitchen so that it all comes out one stack.
okay. And would I know about any like
Any
family
dogs?
pets or like guard
No.
dogs or?
Would you have had a dog 2,000 years ago?
No, I don't think Ricard had a dog. He's
Cat?
always had Monty.
Parakeet?
He's got Monty.
Just Monty, okay. Well, that's the only pet you're aware of.
Yeah, I mean, I know about the secret tunnels to get in and out of here, but I don't know of any guard dogs or anything, Gamer.
Well, If you hear screaming from that tunnel later, it totally wasn't me. Get something steak or something around here by chance? Just like raw steak. I'm absolutely craving raw meat or something. Yes, yes. Totally not gonna throw out the dog so I can run away.
Now, funny thought, did you actually see the dog or you just heard the dog? For all you know, it's just a kinku who does a really good dog imitation.
Brendan told Amer there was a dog, so he's preparing for a dog.
I'm sure you can get something from the kitchen.
I'm gonna go right to the kitchen.
Okay, you
Well,
go to the kitchen.
I mean,
awesome.
hypothetically, and then he walks to the kitchen.
Cool. You go to the kitchen, no problem. There is a servant there that's cooking dinner, and they have a variety of meats available. Which would you like? Camel, lizard, beef, fish.
I'm gonna go with some lizard.
Okay.
I'm
Awesome.
gonna go with the dog liking a lizard.
Cool.
And then Amer's gonna go then find Brennan.
All right. Brennan?
Brennan!
You'd hear like thuds and crashes from whatever room he's in.
Alright, I think I found Brennan. Amer just walks in, he doesn't bother to knock.
No, yeah. Brennan's
He's
like on
like,
the seal.
Hey Brennan, hey, do you want to go explore that secret passage?
Brennan's like upside down, looks, yes. And he jumps down.
I got the meat so we can distract the dog.
Brennan's like, yeah, I think it's a dog. I don't know. Let's go find out.
I really hope it was a dog. I planned all this around it being a dog. Are you trying to tell me now it might not be a dog?
I'm just saying there might be other possibilities. I don't know. Let's go find out.
Well, at least if we don't come back, Ricard knows where we went.
Oh, you know what too?
What?
I found the wine cellar. You want to hit that up first?
After.
Okay, that's fine. I was already there anyway.
I don't want to accidentally kill the dog out of drunkenness, you know? But after we explore this passage, then we can get drunk.
Right. You can kill the dog sober and get conscious.
Yeah, if I accidentally kill the dog, I'm going to drown my sorrows in wine. So, you know.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So as you guys leave the bedroom, Mrs. Von Karth is going to go walking past in the direction of the kitchen and dining room, away from the bedrooms.
Amer's acting very nonchalant.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for nonchalantness?
You have to whistle to sound nonchalant.
Okay, hold on.
Not
If you walk
suspicious
past-
at all.
All right.
Oh, my Beyond 20 isn't working. I gotta fix that real quick.
Okay.
Did
I
you
did
walk
roll-
by us or just the other way?
I did roll a 27 for my nonchalant whistling.
Awesome. You are very nonchalant. Congratulations.
Yeah.
For the record, Echo Rex is currently studying in his room.
Oh, it's because I loaded this up in Edge, not Chrome. That's why it didn't work. I'm sorry, I'm dumb.
The devil's software.
What were you asking, Brennan?
Oh, which way that Lady Von Karth went? Was she like walking? Did she walk by us or the other way?
She went past you guys towards the kitchen and dining room.
Yeah, Brennan's gonna move out of the way and do his best to pretend like she's like an important person, kind of bow or something ridiculous.
Okay. Cool. So, as she walks around the corner towards the dining room, you guys headed to the bedroom?
Yep, head to the bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So, you go to the bedroom. The door is closed. You guys going in?
Yep.
I'm gonna double check, make sure to see if it's locked or not.
Okay. It is not locked.
Then Amer's going in.
Okay. You go inside the bedroom. Laying on the bed, there is a young man sleeping. You don't recognize him. Are you going?
Nor do I really care.
All right.
Yeah.
Amer's gonna go like, gonna make the little motion to Brennan
Okay.
Yeah.
and go.
Brennan, go ahead.
And go. Where was the passage again?
Yeah. Yeah. Brennan will stealthily, but he's probably a little drunk. So I mean, he's probably acting normal, but he thinks he's being stealthy, and he's gonna walk over to that cabinet where he found the passage before and kind of wave.
In the closet? Sure. All right.
Yeah. Just
So-
pointing to it. Over here.
Amer will go over there and looking around, like, what is it like? You pull on something and it opens or something like that, or what?
Brennan's like, yeah, I think I just opened it. So he'll try to open it.
Okay. It opens easily.
What do we see? Is it like a dark cavern or what?
You see a staircase that goes down.
Down. I'm real stealth.
Okay. Roll your stealth check. With a 31, you leave yourself to be quite stealthy.
I mean, Amer can roll literally a 1, like without reliable talent, and still think it was stealthy with his ego. To be
Indeed.
fair. So he's gonna start sneaking down the stairs.
All right. You sneak down the stairs, you get to a landing, it turns, and down below you, you can see what looks like a living room. Gonna go down there?
Yeah.
You can hear the fire crackling.
I'm gonna go down there and just kind of peek, just try to see what I can see from the, not just like brazenly sneak in, but more like
Sure.
kind of peek a little bit, just kind of see the
Absolutely.
cartoonish,
From where you're
like,
at, you
eyes
can
in the
see
corner.
a large fireplace with 2 high back chairs back towards you with a table between them. And you can hear a little bit of snoring. An animal's snoring from one of the chairs, the left one.
Well, Amar looks over at Brennan. I think the dog's asleep. Is there any other doors in here?
There is a door.
Or
It's quite obvious. It's on the far side, and it is locked and barred from this side.
oh, wow.
You can see that there
seems
are
like-
several wards emblazoned on the lintel and door frame around it.
So basically, everything's protecting things to get it from getting in this room.
Correct.
Oh, well. Well, Brennan, I think everything's protecting us from getting into this room, unless we want to. I don't think we want to rob the guy, at least not yet. So I don't think there's anything exciting in here.
Brendan, can I get your stealth check? Oh, you can get a 28. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to roll a d20, and only on a nat 20 will I notice you guys. 1d20. Oh, that was wrong.
But then we do have the stalker back.
Yeah. So I rolled 1d20 and I got a 10. Sorry for the 29. But
It's whatever.
anyway, you are
Aaron's
undetected.
Aaron's like, there's no point in going through a door that's blocked off into another hallway. This is protected, so this is the room. This is it, Brennan.
All right.
I mean, I think there's a bunch of books around. It's like a living room / study, or is it just like
Yeah.
more straight living room?
It's got books on the wall. There's fresh cookies on the table between the 2 chairs. There's a small wine rack with 5 bottles in it. There's a couple of glasses next to it. It's a nice little sitting room. The rug looks like it's a good 2 inches, 3 inches thick. It'd be comfortable to take your shoes off and kick back down here. A nice retreat from society.
This has the energy of like a pair of 10-year-olds sneaking into Grandpa's attic.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's kind of what it is.
And while you can't see it from where you're at because you're still behind the chairs, you hear that animal in the chair.
of sound like a dog.
Do you want to go look
An
around
actual,
do you want to look at what's in the chair?
I'm just curious if it sounds like Amber's probably heard a million regular guard dogs. So that's why I was like, is he thinking like that's something the average snoring pit bull, or is it just like some random snoring he's never heard before?
Let's roll your animal handling and find out how much you know.
That's what I mean. It's gonna be very little. That's why I was asking if it's gonna be like one of those real common ones or not.
Right.
Okay. My.
Ooh, with a 25, this is not going to be a big dog. This is going to be a dog that is quite small. If it's a dog, of course.
Some sort of small picture brand. Is that what you're saying?
Do you want to look at it?
Amber will go. Be like, I'm too curious.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go see.
There's nothing else here. So.
You sneak over, and laying down, curled in the chair, you see a corgi.
Oh. Hey, I'm glad I didn't kill it before.
Steal the dog. Think that'll be too obvious?
I don't think there's anything down here.
I don't. There's this corgi. It's pretty adorable.
Yeah, the corgi's adorable. There's wine.
Roll your perception
all
check,
right.
gamer.
All right. Let's see. Go back over here. Perception. This one. Managed from a roll.
The corgi has a collar with a tag on it that reads Gordo.
Aw.
Amber's gonna go. He's gonna be like, okay, well, I've seen all I need to see here. I think he's gonna leave the chunk of lizard meat on the table next to the dog,
All right.
and he's gonna be like, all right, let's go back upstairs.
You're going to leave the lizard meat on the table next to the dog biscuits. Awesome.
Yes, I'm gonna feed the dog. Like I don't need to distract the dog. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, well,
That dog is
I've got
going to be so much more Gordo in a moment.
Amber's like, well, we're not here to steal yet. Okay. Who knows? This is Ricard's house. I mean, what are we doing? Stealing from ourselves with him here? So, I'm gonna go up to my room. And I'm gonna do some magic stuff that you hate. If you want to do some sweet moves later tonight and get drunk, let me know.
Yeah, and Brendan's gonna say, I initially thought that there was more going on than I think that there is here. We went down here looking for something and nothing was here. I feel like that's just generally what's happening.
I mean, it's not everything has treasure, but don't know unless you give a look.
Yeah.
I mean, we did find treasure. We found Gordo.
Yeah, that's true. Gordo's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All
Amber's gonna go back up the stairs and.
Okay. As you return to the closet, you'll see Lord Von Karth currently standing at the foot of the bed, looking at the prone figure laying there. He's staring there, attentive to what's going on with the person. He doesn't look at you as you are still being stealthy.
Amer puts his kind of hand up towards Brennan, and he's just gonna wait this one out.
Okay. Brennan gets it.
Yeah.
Well, you're not hoping to sneak past him like he's a Bethesda NPC?
I mean, Amer absolutely probably could, to be fair, but no.
Yeah, you just gotta put a bucket in his head and you're good to go.
Yeah. I mean, Amer can go invisible and then Brennan roll stealth and be like, doop 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 doop. No one saw me. But he's just gonna wait. He's gonna see what happens. He's curious now.
Okay. Lord Von Karth is going to stand at the foot of the bed, and after a little while will lean on one of the bedposts, staring at the man in the bed. He's 20 feet from you, Amer, not paying attention to the closet. Then his brow will furrow. Would either of you guys start daydreaming?
Aimer, no.
Okay.
Brennan might, but Aimer would not.
This is just a question.
Aimer in general is very anti-dream because of his past.
Right.
So
We're
Brendan?
gonna say Brennan would, because he like downed a bottle of wine and he's just hanging out in the dark hallway, not doing anything.
What would Brendan daydream?
Brennan would be daydreaming about the previous night where he like killed 1,000,000 of those flying things
Ooh.
and about how cool it was.
Lord Von Karth is going to straighten up and look around. As he does so, I'm going to have him roll a perception check here.
the moment he turns around, Aimer goes invisible. By the way,
Okay.
and Brennan just sees Aimer vanish in front of him.
All right.
He's just like,
Okay.
he rolls a 1.
So, he does not
dear.
detect you guys. Even though he can sense the dreams that you are having, he knows it's from a different source. He just can't place where that's coming from.
Maybe it's a dog.
He's really got to get that eye fixed. Yeah.
After about 40 minutes, he will look around the room once again and then leave.
Aimer's gonna give it another solid 10 minutes after he leaves before trying anything,
Okay.
just to make sure, you know.
The man on the bed will wake up and get out of bed. He's wearing loose linen pants. He gets otherwise dressed and will also leave the room.
About 5 minutes after he leaves, Aimer will go. He'll whisper, because his invisibility lasts for an hour. He'll whisper, "Come on, Brian, let's go." And then he'll go listen at the door real quick.
Okay. You will not hear anything
Brennan-
on the other side of the door. Brennan?
Brendan will kind of rush up the stairs holding a half-empty bottle of wine.
He went back down to grab another bottle. Okay.
And Aimer's he's gonna peek, open the door quietly and peek out just to make sure the coast is clear.
Okay. The
If
coast
the
is
coast
clear.
looks clear, he's gonna sort of stroll out. No, he's gonna be invisible, and he's gonna go to his room still invisible.
Okay.
He'll leave the door open ajar for Brennan.
Yeah, Brendan will stealthily leave the room too,
Cool.
holding the half-empty bottle of wine.
Awesome. Not that they'll miss that.
Nope.
All right. So, Brennan goes back to the bedroom as well. The two sneaky people who break into bedrooms and secret halls have returned to their bedroom together. What would you guys like to do?
Aimer went to his room.
Oh,
I don't know, are Aimer and Brennan sharing a room?
they are.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Aimer is going to spend, I feel like, the next 4 hours making scrolls.
Okay.
Tell Brennan he's gonna do some nerd magic stuff, and he can hang out if he wants. Otherwise, he'll meet him up for dinner.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, is there anything you guys would like to do the rest of the day before dinner time?
How many hours is it till dinner?
We would say 4 hours.
Okay, so I'm gonna make 4 level 1 scrolls.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll? I can't fail.
You cannot fail. Very well. Let's roll just for
Yeah,
grins.
they're just level 1, so.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna roll 4 die 20 in here. Hold on.
Sure.
You can roll 1. You don't know. Well, I guess you can't.
Nope.
Oh yeah.
You are very successful.
34, 38, 36, 36. I think I did okay there.
I think you got your level 1 spell scrolls. Yes, sir.
Let's go. And then it's 4 scrolls of command. by the way.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, he's doing that. Brennan will maybe surprise him by practicing some magic of his own, little sparks and scents and noises in the corner.
What kinds of scents would he be doing?
Scents that he would understand. So like stale beer,
Uh-huh.
musty fur coats, that kind of smell old and wet. Wet leaves, animal dung for tracking, things like that.
Awesome. Aimer,
You
you're under assault.
You hear Aimer like between scrolls, and as he's running, he's like, "Go take a bath. You smell real bad."
Brennan's like, no, you understand, it's magic.
I mean, yeah, it's the magic of not taking a bath. I can have that magic too. I mean, still piss. That's your normal smell. How is that magic?
No, you don't understand. See, and he'll make like a little spark appear.
The methane explodes. Kidding.
It's an illusion.
It's an illusion.
Is that smell an illusion? I apparently need to get magic nose plug here. This is what.
No,
happens.
Amber, I'm expanding my horizon. I'm learning new things. Look, Navi Dragon is evil. The guy who owns this castle might not be that bad, and I'm learning some magic.
Am I dreaming? I shouldn't be dreaming. Aimer pinches himself.
It
And like
hurts.
finishes the bottle and puts it down somewhere.
You just leave it there. What a slob.
Yes.
I love it so much. Like Brennan's character, it's great. Just saying.
What? You didn't save any wine for me, Brennan?
Brendan looks at him. He says, well, and then a glass of wine appears in her hand.
Aimer looks at it. You said you were practicing illusions. This just makes me sad.
Brendan just like trying not to laugh.
Now that's just uncalled for. Aimer reaches into his bag for a moment, and then he's like, no, I'm saving that. And then he'll be like, I want wine, Brennan.
Brendan says, well, I can go back down to the wine cellar.
You'd be a champ and do that for me. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. So Brendan will go off as if this is like he's invited and has free access to this. Yeah, he's just gonna go in there and get some.
The servants won't stop you. So, how many bottles you coming back with, Brennan?
He's gonna come up with like 3, kind of like all kind of his arms wrapped around, like 3 of them.
Okay. Cool. Do you need arms to carry 3 bottles of wine, or are you doing it 2 in one hand and 1 in the other?
No, it's like he's bear hugging them.
Okay, bear hugging it. Got it?
Oh, great. This could never end bad.
Never ends bad. Awesome. Cool. So, as dinner will roll around, you guys can enjoy your wine and magic shenanigans. Tester dinner day, any further revelations from your experiments?
Well, Tessa Dinide emerges from the makeshift laboratory, a bit weary in stance, but not a drop of ichor on his white robes. The cleansing stone in his glove has darkened in hue from overuse during the occasionally explosive series of autopsies. A very large scroll covered in hastily written and, quite frankly, terrible handwriting carries the weight of his investigation on its parchment. He approaches the party and says, well, I've got some collected information here. They're drone units. They're not from this realm, but they're still natural entities. That the ones we released went to caves rather than a structure indicates that they're not bringing that blood back somewhere for some sort of colossal blood golem or similar shenanigans. And most importantly, when they die, they just stay dead, meaning they're not tethered entities like you'd expect from a celestial or devil. Their attacks are non-magical, meaning they'd be unable to damage magical defenses. They attack anything that moves, even things that hurt them to attack or clearly aren't food, such as a moving stone. And their numbers are vast, but no system has infinite energy. And thus, I propose our priority should be to diminish their numbers while harvesting their biomass for restoring this area around this castle to fertile farmland. To that end, and with a flourish, he unrolls the trio of diagrams that are well drawn in appearance but somewhat crude in design. The first is a series of giant mousetraps with depictions of splattered bugs. The second is a large structure that holds someone labeled bait behind metal bars and massive logs that swing together to mash a sturge, though the individual marked as bait bears a striking resemblance to Aimer. And the third is a metal tank-like structure radiating lightning that's zapping sturges.
You should build the giant mouse traps. I feel like that would be very effective. Rose is going to nod and just, especially when he mentions the that come from a different plane. I'm going to test something. I'll be right back. She's going to go to her room where Echo is and astrally project before the sun sets.
Sure.
And she's going to go outside the gates and wait for the night. And she's going to follow them when they go back the next morning.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. She's going because she saw that they're not that fast, so she can follow them, and they can't be that far away. So she's going to go to wherever they're coming from, and try to find that cave and see if she can find the portal where they come from.
Okay.
So that's probably going to take a while, but that is what she is going to do.
Sure. Let me get that for you.
When a lady says she needs time alone in her room, you do not interrupt. I learned that the hard way.
Well, she's specifically with Echo, and she does ask Echo to hey, make sure nobody, kills me while I'm gone. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. But this is gonna be. This is gonna take hours because she has to wait for the nighttime, and she's gotta wait till morning, and then she's gotta. So she's just astrally projecting before because she knows she can't go through the wards once they're up.
Right.
So she's gonna go wait outside, and then go in the morning. Yeah.
Cool. So, while Sweet Axe Rose gets set up for that, is there anything else you guys would like to do tonight? Dinner, etc.
Amber will get dinner, and when Rose doesn't come back, did Rose go for dinner, or did she go up to the room before dinner?
She was in there listening to Tetsu's report.
Okay. So later that night, after doing some sweet moves to Brennan and whatnot, and before probably trancing and making more scrolls, Amber will notice Rose didn't come back, and pull his chalk out of his bag.
Okay.
And he's gonna draw chalk glasses on Rose while she's just passed out, and give Echo the shh while he does it.
Okay.
You're really putting Echo on the spot here, huh?
Echo would totally let Amber do it. I'm like, if he sees it's just chalk and it's totally benign, because Echo has that kind of sense of humor as long as he doesn't go too far.
Right.
There's precedent.
Yeah, no.
There is precedent. You're right.
There is,
Yeah.
but there is a
What you
chief precedent.
Is
Yeah.
every adventurer has a whole bunch of pouches, right? And they have them, for reaching in for components here, items there. Just swap the location of two of her pouches.
No, Amber doesn't usually do that because that she could then pull a wrong potion out or something like that, and that might. He's not going for anything too crazy here, but he is going to draw really big, spectacle-looking glasses on her face with the chalk, and then he's going to wink at Echo and sneak out the room.
You're going to hear, hey, wait a second, you don't leave me like this.
This is a noble castle. You could probably find a very silly hat to put on her.
And then, okay, Aimer goes, okay, Echo, okay. I'll make sure she knows it's me. And he goes back and he writes Aimer on her forehead. And then
Okay.
leaves.
All right.
Uh,
Cool.
yeah,
How
no,
about the rest
because
of you guys?
astral projection. Let's see. I am. Yeah, no, there is no. I'm in suspended animation, so like my entire consciousness is not there, so she would not be able to notice anyone doing this to her.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I'm gonna make
You can like, yeah, you,
four
I
more
mean,
scrolls that night.
oh, more scrolls. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make scrolls. I'm just gonna use my downtime to be productive.
All right.
Aimer isn't very serious, but right now he's actually trying to prepare, especially since Tetsu's talking about going and fighting millions upon millions of bugs.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make 2 shield and 2 sanctuary scrolls.
All right. Cool. Awesome. And you have the materials to do those? Just checking.
I had 100 pieces of parchment,
Okay.
and I had 3,000 gold from magic ink.
Awesome. So you do. Awesome.
Yep.
Not a problem.
And Tetsudenide would like to get Brennan's help on designing a 4th option. Since these things clearly aren't smart, could a series of snares make them have them get caught and then tear themselves to pieces trying to get out when the sun comes up? Since Brennan's a ranger, he'd know about how to build more natural traps than giant mousetrap.
Yeah, you'd have to find Brendan. By this point, he's been drinking since the morning, so he's gonna be passed out in his room.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna undo a bunch of Brennan's work by tapping him with the cleansing stone. Then
That's a variety stone. Let's just rename it to that.
Brendan would immediately sit up as if someone threw cold water on him, shocked, looking around.
You see
Then he
Tetsudenide.
gives a warm smile and says, "Ah, Brennan, you're up. Good. I need your help designing some snares to catch these beasts. I figure, given how panicked they get during the daytime, if we just catch a small piece of them in something they can't damage, we could have them tear themselves apart."
Brendan smiles and says, "That sounds like a great idea, actually."
Cool. And he unfurls a scroll that has some crude drawings on it. So what would you recommend for materials? It just starts getting into the logistics of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm assuming Brendan would know how to do this. Would I roll something?
Sure. Just survival check.
Which one?
Survival?
Survival?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Let's.
Cool. So with the 20, yeah, you know how to make a basic snare.
Okay. Yeah, so Brendan will explain what they need, what materials they need, how it would work.
Some braided metal wire, because these things are the size of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The question would be, we'd have to sit down and write out the materials, write out, how these would work. But then the question would be, how would we obtain these materials?
I mean, fortunately, we've got a little scaly fellow who can take us wherever we need.
Oh, very true. Very true. Yeah. So this is excellent. I know you're doing other stuff all day that seems super boring, but if you need help with this, I can help with this for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. And I just want to point out above the table that right now Tetsudenide and Tetsudenide's player are both professionally engaged in the same thing, debugging.
Hey.
I'm also debugging in the fact I'm killing mosquitoes because I'm sitting outside. It's gorgeous out for a Texas summer, but the mosquitoes are also out and I hate them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Brennan will put up a little schematic together and the materials that we would need.
Cool.
Because the idea is that we don't have to fight this, and it is that if every trap catches, say, one every other night, and they can just have the servants go out and reset the traps during the day when it's nice and safe, you just start racking up the biomass.
Yeah, I don't know the origins of these yet, and I don't know if this would impact it, but it would certainly help the folks because it could definitely help with the local ecology and farmland.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, anything you guys want to do before we go to nighttime?
I
Nope.
think
Okay.
at dinner,
Yeah.
Ricard will be sitting there chatting with his parents while everybody kind of ends up nosing away from the dinner table, and just the thought again of like how to help people of South Cove, how to deal with this problem, keeps on creeping in the back of his mind, and he starts thinking about how he's been robbed of this 1,500 years or so that he could have been here, maybe steering the place into a better direction and all this kind of stuff. So
I'll be right back.
he then asks his parents, he's like, "Did you ever see Malachi after I was taken?"
No. If we had, we would have questioned him vigorously. It's one of the concerns that we have. We believe that he's responsible for your absence.
It's definitely the impression that I'm getting. So I might be paying him a visit at some point.
Do so. And kill him.
Maybe. And he'll just keep on chatting with them and
All right?
thinking about Malachi and the lost time and all that.
They will discuss all the topics that you're interested in. Is there any other topic that you'd be interested in talking to them about?
Nothing specific comes to mind right now.
Nothing specific? Okay. Cool. Then I am
Shocking amount of wine that's been missing lately.
shocking amount of wine. They would not be checking on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something
Well,
that
you know what? Since we're not going out and fighting, Testadid is gonna accept some of that wine, and he's gonna have himself a nice little buzz tonight.
okay.
Because he spent all day in the guts of giant bugs.
Indeed.
He needs to delete that from his short-term memory.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
Yep. All right. So, Sweet August Rose. After they go to bed, you're going to have the sunset, and you're going to wait all night.
Oh yeah, she's gonna wait out there all night, just observing the sturges.
Cool.
I mean, she's fairly certain they can't cut astral cords. That'd be pretty crazy if they could. But she's gonna watch them from where she is, and once they start trucking back to wherever they came from, she's gonna follow them
Sure.
because she is reasonably certain she's faster than they are.
You will see several astral creatures in the area. They ignore you for the most part, as long as you keep your distance, but they're bizarre and alien to you.
Yeah, she'll ignore them. She watches, keeps her distance because she doesn't know which ones are dangerous and which ones are not. She'll have time to figure that out later, but yeah, she just waits till sunrise.
Cool. As you wait for sunrise, we will go ahead and put Sweet August Rose. I'm sorry for your computer, but Sweet August Rose is going to go to the Sturge Cave. And
Hear her GPU.
oh yeah, good luck.
Wow. It's actually kind of crazy watching these bars load in like a 1984 brick game. The ball bouncing. And now they all disappear once dynamic lighting comes in. Wow, that was kind of nuts.
I can assure you when I fought the BCA before, there was not that many Sturges. So have fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the I don't think this map can handle this. Like the dynamic lighting is just not working.
Right. It's jacked up.
Oh wow. Yeah, she's just walking through them. She she's going to attempt to see if she can find any sort of portal or anything like that, but it's actually going to take a while because I have to wait like 6 seconds for the dynamic lighting to fix itself.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Is that another entrance?
Yep.
Can you turn on the thing where it remembers where I've been?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry
That is
guys.
turned on.
I hate it when, but this is, if she can find like if there's a portal they're coming through, that'd be pretty helpful.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
Tell you
any
what.
rush over here.
Here's the fun part. What I can do to speed this up, because you're just going to go explore for the next hour. It's going to take forever to do this. So what I will do is I will go ahead and do this, where I'm just going to turn off the dynamic lighting for you for a bit.
Oh my god, I just want to point out, I have a great computer. It's not my computer. It's
All right.
oh my god. How tall is this cave approximately?
The cave goes up 60 feet in all these rooms.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and remove them for your good measure. Okay.
Oh my god.
Does that help a little bit?
That was. I have never seen D&D Roll20 behave like that.
You're welcome.
Wow. So yeah, she's gonna go through this place slowly. She is not stepping through the portal because that would be bad.
Oh yeah.
So she is going to observe it, like it's these, because it depends on people's how they run the astral plane. Different colored portals lead to different color or different places.
Right.
So I don't know if there's any sort of way, any identifying way she can kind of tell where this portal goes.
Traditionally, this is for nerds, but we can go ahead and roll. So this would be a Arcana check.
Yeah, she's probably going to fail this, unless it's something like extremely obvious.
Unfortunately, you do not know.
She does not know. However, she does know someone who probably does know, and she is going to memorize this portal, like everything about it, how it looks, the way it swirls, as much as she can.
Uh-huh.
She is going to memorize it, and then she's going to make sure all the others do. All the portals match.
Yes, they all match, and as you're standing there, more Sturges are coming out of them.
Are any going back through?
No.
Is it two-way or one-way? Okay.
You don't see any more coming. You don't see any going back through it.
Okay. And do some of the Sturges look like they're starving to death, or
yes,
they all look well fed?
No, many of them appear to be very emaciated and gaunt.
I'm guessing this cave is also full of Sturge corpses.
Indeed.
Okay. What strange creatures. While she's going through all this, she doesn't see any Sturges that stand out.
There's a couple skeletonized ones that are just clinging to the wall because they don't have enough energy to fly out. But other than that, you don't see any mother Sturge or anything like that.
Okay. Unfortunately, I can't grab a rock, which would be handy. I would truly like to see someone try to conquer this map. With all these things on it. But yeah, she memorizes the way the portals look, and then she is going to just yeet back to her body.
Very well. As you twang the cord back to your body, we regroup you. There you go. You
And
return.
this is just like a second later. She's gonna turn to, while the image is still fresh in her mind.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna turn to Echo, and she's gonna use minor illusion to make a 5x5 copy of the
Alright.
portal, the way it looks, and
Cool.
she's just gonna ask him, Echo, can you tell where this portal leads to?
Sure. Can I get a performance check? Because you are not breezy.
Okay.
If it was breezy, I wouldn't even ask you to roll this, but... Alright, it's a pretty decent job. Let's see what he's able to tell. With a 27. Oh, well, that's interesting. So that's a portal from hell. That's
Do you
not
know
good.
which hell?
The 7th layer? That's not good.
I don't know anything about the layers. I just know that there's more than one
Yes.
layer of hell.
There are 99
Okay.
layers to the abyss, and this is from layer 7.
So we got 99 problems, and Sturges are one of them. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. So all right. So there. Well, this is the portal that they're coming out of. There's 4 of them in the cave I was able to find.
And there's more than one cave.
Oh, I'm sure. Probably, yeah. Like, so she saw like the mountain they were coming out of. Like, was it one mountain or was it like a whole mountain range?
It's a whole mountain range that's pockmarked with these caves.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, she is gonna, stand up and go talk to Tetsu.
Okay.
Yeah, she is going to go knock on his door. Well, it's morning by now, so he might be asleep. She'll knock on his door.
Okay. Everybody else got a long rest. Whereas Sweet Eyes Rose didn't sleep.
Yep, she's exhausted again.
Yep. All right, test your dinner day. You
Well, actually, I wait. I don't think you need rest while you're astral projecting.
Really? That's interesting.
It doesn't need food or air and doesn't age. Do you sleep while you're on the astral plane?
You can,
Huh.
but you chose not to.
Yeah, I guess she could have tranced during the night, but she
Yeah.
probably didn't think about that. All right, well that's fine. I haven't leveled exhaustion.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll knock on the door, for Tetsu wherever he's staying.
All right. Test your dinner day. Is he back? He might still be AFK. He is sleeping in this morning a little bit after his... Oh, there he is. He is back.
And
Audio
we are
issue.
We are all having Discord issues. But she because yeah, I'm still roboting and I'm hearing people robot.
Testing.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah,
Well,
Discord is
okay.
losing its mind today. Tested it opens the door, a little groggy, a little buzz. It says, "Rose,
So
what's up?"
So the portals that these things are coming out of connect to the 7th layer of hell, according to Echo.
I do not
And-
have enough wine in me for dealing with that.
Well, I don't think it's possible to deal with it unless we come up with some very clever way of closing these portals. Because there was 4 in the cave that I found, and there were millions of those Sturges there. There's as far as I could tell, there was a whole mountain range full of pockmarked with caves just like it. So there's hundreds, if not thousands, of those portals. And it appears to be one way. I didn't see any of them going back through the other way. So at this point, honestly, my theory is that because all the farmland was destroyed by fear of Maledivoro, people were harvesting everything. This was used as a stopgap measure to feed everybody in the area. They eat the dead Sturges that are left over after every night. And they just kind of view it as well, if you're dumb enough to be outside during the night, you deserve what comes to you kind of thing.
That, well, the origins of it, we don't have any definitive proof. Were they just floating portals in the air, or there structures around them?
They're
I
floating
believe they
portals
were.
in the air.
Yeah, they're. Yeah, I say they were Florida. There was no sign of any artifice or artificial creation around them.
Well, I mean, this does open up a few options for dealing with it more permanently, but I don't
Well,
think this really changes our plans, making some snares and giant traps to just whittle them down.
well, yeah. I mean, we can help in the sense that we can maybe make some inventions that might make it easier to harvest these things for the people here. But there's no way we can close all those portals. It's just
Oh no, you don't need to close all the portals. All you got, all you gotta do, and you can tell he's a bit more buzzed than he lets on because he probably would not normally suggest this. Is you just gotta find a powerful enough demon who wants to make a name in the blood war, because we got unsecured portals to hell. Demons have a really hard time attacking hell directly, but they wouldn't mind going through the material plane. So you open up a gate here to the abyss, and the demons stream out of that portal and into the Sturge portal, and yeah, lots of people have a very bad day, none of which are us.
well. How far away are the mountains, Eric?
Oh, it would have been about 3 or 4 miles.
Okay, in Toivoa is the blood war a thing?
Similar, yes.
Okay. And that's probably a very common, generally well-known thing. Like, oh yeah, demons, devils, they don't like each other, they fight.
Roll a religion check.
Okay. So she probably... Man, we're just rolling all my plus ones today.
Of course. Yep, you would have heard stories about it. You may not know any details or any
No, yeah.
names or ranks or anything, but you would have heard the stories and tales.
Oh yeah, no, just the generalities. We should just not say. I mean, I'm no expert on the outplanes or demonology, but I think turning this area into a battlefield for the blood war would probably be bad for everybody in the area. I mean, it's only
no,
like it's not even like a quarter. It's just like a couple hours that way. She says she points. I think it's west. They were heading.
Oh no, you just have like a quarter-inch gap between the gate you make and the gate that exists, and they'll just stream out of one and into the other.
Well, I don't know how you would create a permanent portal there.
It doesn't need to be permanent, just enough to move a battalion through it.
Well, how would you make that with all the Sturgis?
Well, that's the tricky part, getting there, securing it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Traps first, pontificate later. Good
Well-
night.
Yep. Well, it's actually morning.
You look back, Tissadin, he's got like an empty wine bottle he's tried to hide under a pillow.
I see Brennan's been rubbing off on you.
Brennan rubs on anything he can. That's why I need to keep whacking with the cleansing stone.
You know, he works very hard for that musk. It's very important for his hunting. At least that's what he tells me. I'm not sure. I don't know much about hunting. Well, animals. I don't know much about hunting animals.
Yeah. Since when have any of us actually had to hunt an animal? We have people for that.
Ever since we've learned how to teleport, we haven't actually had to do much feeding ourselves. We can just eat wherever we land. And we also have the mansion. But, hunting is very important to him. He does it pretty often.
Yeah, he's on the prowl more than a bard.
That's exactly what he's doing, Rick.
It's actually great from the point of just his total hypocrisy. He hasn't hunted in like months.
All right. Well, honestly, I was being facetious when I said the mousetrap idea was the best one. The best one is probably some sort of cage that zaps them when they get close. But I don't know how to create such a thing, so I'll let you work on that.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. If we had an abundance of magical materials and resources, then then certainly. But we recently went on a bit of a shopping spree, so springs, metal bars, and planks of wood. I think we can get those.
Well, Echo can enchant it to constantly shock or hurt anything that touches it. I don't think that would be too difficult for him to do.
Possibly. I was hoping more something along the lines of a programmed illusion spell, but he's a sorcerer. I don't think he has that one.
She shrugs and just says, anyways, well, I'll let you figure. I just wanted to let you know what I found out when I explore the caves.
Oh, indeed. Well, knowing that there's a whole swarm of bugs on the other side that probably hate democracy, I don't think we're going to be going hell diving anytime soon.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to go to the hells either. I'm not sure if the portals were two-way, but they probably are, and just the Sturges weren't passing through. And I didn't see any sort of queen or leader bug while I was over there. They're all just normal bugs, and they're all just, a bunch of them are starving to death in the cave. It really makes no sense unless the devils wanted this, or are they demons? Devils?
These would be the demons in the
Demons?
abyss. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you said it was hell, which is
Yeah.
which is devils.
Right.
Yeah, Rose doesn't know the difference between the two. She just knows one is tricky and one kind of keeps their word, but not really. But she just shrugs and just says, "It makes me wonder if there is a bargain between the leaders of this area and whichever being rules the seventh layer."
Well, that's certainly a path to investigate, but I think, well, let's put it this way. Let's solve the problem before us and then start digging into the root cause, because when you're getting buried alive in a pit, you start shoveling as fast as you can. You don't worry about where the dirt's going.
Well, no, I think the issue is if we try to quote-unquote solve this, we'll be angering Feng and the people in charge. Because like I said, I believe they use this as their primary food source.
Right, and I'm laying out a way that we can also harvest that resource.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna, I mean, I suppose I'll ask Von Karth if they have a patent office.
Well, no, it's just that, if we, harvest a few thousand of these things and lay them out in a field in a year or two, you've got decent enough soil.
I don't know anything about farming, unfortunately. You know what? I will go speak to Von Karth about this.
Okay. So you
Sounds
go
like a
and
plan.
find Victor Von Karth.
Is it breakfast time?
I'm sorry?
It's morning. Yeah,
it's breakfast
morning.
time. Yes, sir.
You see Aimer looking at probably another pot of oatmeal, and he's like kind of scooping it in a spoon and letting it fall down, looking very sad as you walk by.
What's wrong, Aimer?
Oatmeal? Oatmeal, bros?
Well, they have to import all their non-Sturge food, so...
I need Sturge over oatmeal. I mean, actually, that would be a delicacy here, to be fair. The oatmeal.
Well, actually, I've been meaning to ask Von Karth. Is Victor here?
He is.
Yeah. She'll just approach him and just ask, Victor, the Sturge situation, was this created by someone as a solution for the food problems caused by Maladivoro?
I'm uncertain. But they did arrive shortly after Regan Feng took over.
Okay, I believe...
And I wouldn't eat them. They're toxic.
Really? Because they're serving them at what was that strip club you went to, Aimer?
The Bitter Empress?
The Bitter Empress.
The Bitter Empress.
Well, hopefully none of you have contracted a parasite.
He looks over at Aimer. You guys
Hey,
ate all that meat, didn't you?
I mean, I had dinner there.
Yeah, Ricard spits out his oatmeal and is like, "Excuse me."
The Sturgis, they are quite deadly and not good for food. If someone fed you sturge meat, they were doing you a disservice.
Well, that's one of the nicest, definitely the nicest inns in town.
I mean, it tasted pretty good.
Well, it was, from my understanding, it was both sturge meat and sturge victim meat.
Correct.
You know, so you're all cannibals.
Aaron just kind of puts a spoon down, like, I'm not hungry anymore.
This didn't bother you yesterday when I told you that.
I wasn't really listening to you yesterday. Did you see all the dancing? You were just going blah blah blah, and I was like, "Ooh, look at the ladies." No, I wasn't listening.
He's got a point.
Yeah, she nods, you know, with her spectacles and her forehead that says Aimer on it.
Because she hasn't looked in a mirror.
She has not looked in a mirror. She immediately got up and started talking to people when she got back. I mean, the more we investigate this Sturge situation, the more I'm beginning to think there's really not much we can do about it.
Well,
Other than just patenting some ingenious device that helps kill them, which really won't help thin their numbers, but it would leave a lot of Sturge corpses for whatever reason. I mean, if these things are demons or devils, would leaving them to rot in the fields be beneficial, or would they poison the land?
I'm not a farmer.
I don't know. I'm not
I do have nature. Can I roll nature on that, Eric?
Sure, absolutely. Roll your nature check.
Aimer wasn't there listening to when Rose was talking to Tetsu, so he only has this information.
Sure.
So let's roll some nature.
It's a 21.
And you
These
make compost out of demons.
based off of the information you guys have researched, they are not demons. They're not fiends.
They just come from there.
You
Okay.
could theoretically compost them and put them in the ground. How long that might take, that's a determination based off of the fertility of the ground, the biomass, the bacteria, and other life in the area that could convert them into usable material. But the big problem that the Von Karths have told you is that the Malvadoro is the one responsible for the loss of vegetation in the area.
Yeah, people freak out and harvest everything.
Right.
Is basically what he told us, if I remember correctly.
So it's
And is it common knowledge around that Malvatoro was, quote unquote, I guess temporarily defeated 2 years ago? Because at the same time, I remember we left immediately without telling anyone.
no one told anybody that he was defeated.
That's what I mean. So I'm trying to make sure I don't bring up things I shouldn't know.
For the record, the teens of Toivoa, during the entirety of the rest of the campaign, after successfully defeating the beastie, never told anybody that they did. For the rest of the campaign.
Not much. I want to say it was a very small amount because we teleported out because the Fire Lords got free and we're like, we're out.
Yeah. You guys basically just ditched and didn't brag about it. You didn't have any.
No, that's not true. We told the Roman king.
You told the Roman king, yes, but he would not have told the people in South Cove at all.
No, because he hates them, and I don't blame him. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, the Roman king would have known. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, Aimer wants to be Aimer, not,
Yeah.
Aimer goes, well, I mean, okay, it was common knowledge that it's a fiend then? Malvador is a fiend?
No, it's not a fiend.
Okay. Oh, I thought that's what we figured out before it was a fiend.
No, it's not a fiend.
Okay, that's what, again, that's why I'm trying to make sure that I don't cross that boundary. And so Aimer goes, well, I guess, what were you thinking? Some sort of Just destroying
I
things?
mean, well, Tetsu has like an idea for some sort of device that will,
Harvest them,
kill a
of
bunch of
course.
them. Yeah, harvest them. I was just wondering if that would be helpful to you in any way.
Well, killing them allows us to fertilize the estate, and we're able to maintain the vegetation here using their corpses as compost within the wards. But outside this enclave, it's just going to be harvested by the people of South Cove. We protect our investment and our farm. It's not much, but it's enough to supply the people within the estate. The question
Well-
it becomes, who is doing this? We want to find out more about the Sturges. I would go and speak with Regan Feng.
I imagine he is. That being said, does he just accept? Well, I remember he does. There was a line there, and no one was in it
Yep.
to go talk to him. Would Fang, from my understanding, Fang is very much from what I've gathered, a law and order type. As long as you're proper and respect his rules and traditions, he won't, be hostile to a conversation.
He is not quick to anger. You could very easily have a conversation with the man.
Well, that seems to be. I guess he's probably not very likely to be truthful if he's the cause of it, or supporting it, though.
I've
mean-
never known Regan Feng to lie.
You can say a lot without lying.
That's very true.
Best way to lie is to tell the truth. But
Says you in your profession.
Amer nodding very sagely at this.
Rose just. All right. Well, to be blunt, let's just go with the assumption that Fang is either partially or fully responsible for the gates to the abyss or hell or whatever evil plane. Maybe he has some sort of deal with them. Do the people of South? I mean, it's been this way for what? How decades? Centuries?
A couple of centuries, yes. About 200 years.
So only the long-lived races would even remember what it was like before the Sturges were just part of daily life.
Yes, and there are many of them in South Cove.
Fair enough. Do the people even want this Sturge thing fixed, or has it just become part of their lives?
I suppose people would enjoy having a nightlife outside.
Yeah. I sure would.
And the reason I'm asking all this is because our idea was that we would be able to help the people of this region, give you the credit, or give the Von Karth family the credit, to give you a little bit of political capital in South Cove.
Well, perhaps Ricard can step up and do something. We are old. We may not appear to be, but our time of activity is past. And welcome, Echo Rex. As Echo Rex joins Discord.
No, I'm sure he's having Discord problems too, because Discord is losing its freaking mind. Like, maybe Discord is getting like DDoSed or something. I don't know. I just know it is not performing very well tonight.
System failure detected.
Yeah. So, she just leans back and shrugs and just says, "Well, in terms of earning glory and other things like that, he's certainly going to have the opportunity if he continues adventuring with us, at least for the next year or so, if he survives. And he can certainly use that to affect change in South Cove if that is what he or you or the Von Karths want." I'm just struggling to see what we can do in this situation other than just make some goofy contraptions that kill a few more Sturges. Out of character, how many Sturges are left just like lying on the ground after a swarm in the night? Like, is it just like a couple dozen, couple hundred? Like,
They are scattered, but they're not hard to find.
We could
Like,
try to collapse the caves closed and trap them in there.
that is an idea, but there were a lot of caves, and the problem is getting close enough to the caves. I suppose they stayed in there during the day.
I mean, if we go during the day, I mean, it'll take a while, but
If
it's only
the thing
gonna
is,
count.
the thing is, we don't. If they decide to exit the cave once the cave is threatened, we would be overrun. There was millions in that cave. It was. I was passing through them like a ghost, and I was having a hard time navigating through there.
Well, how about this old tactic? You know, the easiest way, since they're always able to find a cave, we get ourselves an artificer or two in our employ, and we make some nice time bombs. We capture one, put a time bomb on it, release during the day, rinse, repeat.
What's the time bomb?
Oh, it's when you have an explosive or you have something that delays it igniting.
I guess we ultimately for that we probably need to get a lot of beads of fireball or something similar. Although I wonder
Well-
if the frenzy trade here is that stuff's really explosive.
But the thing, like I said, is if Fang has created this situation for a reason, I don't think he would appreciate us disrupting whatever it is.
Well, how about this?
If we were to,
We're trying to think 5 or 6, steps down the line. Like, oh, we'll do this and then this and we'll this and the political implications. We could just start with, okay, let's build a bunch of the traps, see if they work, and we'll come back in a week and see if that's had any effect.
I mean, I think your traps would just make a bunch of dead Sturges, but I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, okay.
if we could find some kind of proof that Regan Fang is responsible for these portals,
Have you guys found
I-
anything today or talked to anybody today?
They went down into the basement, checked out the corgi that's down there named Gordo.
He's very
Sweet August Rose went spirit walking into the Sturge Cave, found that there are many portals in there, causing the Sturges to come back. There are dead Sturges out out in the wild. And it's been revealed that Victor von Karth and his enclave collect Sturges in order to fertilize the land inside the enclave where they can defend it against the people from South Cove. He's also recommended that you guys go talk to Regan Fang, as it appears that there might be some correlation there.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, you can. I'm not saying you shouldn't build your traps, Tetsu. I'm just saying, before we consider destroying this system that has been created, we should talk to the person who created the system and ask him why he made the system.
And destroying the system isn't what I'm proposing. I'm saying we
Oh, yeah.
have a resource, let's start harvesting it, and then the Von Karths have something to
So-
negotiate with South Cove.
So, Eric, is that something they're already doing? I mean, when we were in
Yeah.
the city, I know that we had Sturges for, as meals because they use
Yeah.
it's a Redis.
They've been able
It's
to
a
harvest
food
them.
source.
They've put out
But-
nets and things. That's how come the Von Karth estate is so lush, is they have been actively putting out nets and snares and collecting Sturges to fertilize their land.
According to Victor, though, the Sturges are not good eating. They're apparently toxic, according to Victor. So, how are you guys feeling, by the way, after eating all that Sturge the other day?
I don't know what I ate. I don't really want to know what I ate. As far as I know, I feel fine.
Yeah, we ate more than just that.
Are you sure you don't have any sort of prion disease? Not that Rose would know what a prion is. Oh my god, this lag.
I'm gonna go with the patented. I didn't have to roll a con save, so I don't know if I have anything. If it was
Well,
a
I mean-
poison, Aimer wouldn't be affected. But if it is some sort of disease coming up, he'll find out sooner or later.
Well, I think. Well, all right. We need the supplies for Tetsu's contraption.
They have a workshop
So I
here
guess-
at the estate.
Oh, all right. Well, Tetsu can build it here. While you're working on that, I'll go talk to Mr. Fang or Lord Fang, I suppose, and just ask him
Let's
what's going on.
let's take Ricard with us, right? If we're gonna go talk to
I'll
Regan
go
Fang.
talk to Reagan for sure. I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe if these Sturges are so bad to eat and they're toxic and all this, maybe talking to the local doctors in South Cove might reveal some kind of
Or
widespread issues.
or the chefs who
Well,
maybe they
Sure.
maybe they found some way to prepare it that's not bad for people.
Well,
I
I
mean,
think
I mean,
that
is
no
I
one
think
is
y'all are
Ricard's-
just
Ricard's dad has a different diet than most
That's
of us
true.
do. I mean,
Yeah, that's
is that
true.
why he thinks it's toxic? Is because it's not part of his normal diet routine?
Yeah. Actually, I look at Victor. I mean, that's actually a good point. Do you even need normal food, or can you just sustain yourself off dreams?
He looks at you. So you've been speaking with my son. While the dreams are my primary source of nutrients, I do consume food as you do, I'm sure. But mostly for pleasure as opposed to nutrition.
food is pretty good.
It's interesting that you did not enjoy the breakfast. Do you not appreciate oatmeal?
Too many memories of the past.
Porridge?
And
I thought it was delicious.
Oh, oatmeal. Sorry.
oatmeal's okay. It's kind of bland compared to a lot of the other foods. I think.
I
That's
ate
what
a lot of
Echo's
this
used
in the
to.
Feywild, so I'm
Oh,
not exactly my favorite thing in the world.
Oh, you guys are spoiled. We've been living in the magnificent mansion for too long.
Hey!
What?
I have
What
money. I don't need to eat oatmeal anymore. I don't even eat the things that remind me of the past.
When I was a child, I would have. Well, actually, I did murder people for less than a bowl of oatmeal.
I have too, but that's not now.
Fair enough. That is a good point. The past is not now.
So Brennan's
saying,
walking in and patting Victor on the back. Victor looks at you, Brennan. Can I help you?
Good job, man.
Brandon just keeps walking. Says, "No, Lord, no. I'm here to help you." He sits down.
He
by the way-
scowls.
By the way, Echo, Rose currently has giant glasses drawn on her face in chalk, and her forehead says Aimer written on it. Did Aimer write it backwards so she would read Aimer in the mirror, or does it just say Aimer normally?
This is Aimer normally. He
Okay,
was
so-
not. He was just trying to do it cheeky. It didn't have time. He didn't know what to think about doing it like that.
Yeah.
And nobody's told her yet.
No,
nobody's
and you
told
were
her
in the room when it happened, Echo.
Yeah, Aimer gave you a wink and started doing it, and then Echo's like, "I don't want to be blamed for this." But then he came back and he wrote Aimer on her forehead, and then walked away.
Oh, okay. That sounds right.
yet. Yeah, she did tell you to guard her body while she was projecting herself. Yeah, she just nods and says, "Yeah, I think we should talk to Lord Fang about this whole situation. If anyone knows anything, he probably does. And then we can help Tetsu create his magical booby traps to harvest more Sturges."
Oh no, not magical, just simple, mundane ones that will diminish their numbers over time. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, Brennan says on it. Yep.
Yeah, with Brennan's expertise, I'm sure we can put together some snare and snap style traps that will catch a plethora of them, something that the guards here can reset daily, and well, we'll see if that actually triggers any sort of response by significantly thinning their numbers.
I don't think it'll be significantly thinning their numbers. You don't understand. You weren't in that cave. Reality was breaking from the level of Sturges that were in that cave. I couldn't move because there were so many Sturges in that cave, and I was there in spirit, not in body.
How many portals? How many portals were there?
There was 4 in the cave that I was in, but there are multiple caves throughout the mountains. So, and they were just pouring through. Like, I am not exaggerating when I say there are billions, if not trillions, of those bugs.
Yeah.
I just do not believe there is anything that can be done to really thin their numbers, short of closing those
Unless you
portals.
close the portals, you'd have to close the portals, and then whatever you do eventually would have a compound effect.
Yes, because they're just pouring through. I saw them coming through, replenishing the numbers. The cave was littered with dead Sturges. They starved to death. So yeah, we can definitely harvest more of them if we need more bodies, but in terms of thinning their numbers, it is just not possible, short of closing those portals.
Brennan asks,
Well-
is that why you're gonna go talk to Fang?
Well, yes, because I believe he either created those portals himself or made a deal with the Lord of the... Who is the Lord of the 7th layer of the... Was it Hell or the Abyss?
The Abyss, and it would be
That'd
as
be a religion.
yeah. Roll your religion check.
Yeah, Rose would absolutely not know.
Okay.
Because she's a dummy. She's a jock.
Oh damn, Aimer. Okay.
I have expertise for that level of cleric I took.
Right. Cool. So the individual in charge of the 7th layer of hell is called Romanad.
I think his name
Or
is...
sorry, of the Abyss.
Roma-
I need to make sure I'm
His name
saying
is
this right.
Romanad.
So we think
d-
Fang talked to Romandon and set this whole thing up.
I think so, because there were a lot of portals. I mean, there's hundreds, maybe even thousands.
See that's why you gotta get the Van Kars back in power. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, I think that he has a reason for doing it, which is why I'm going to go talk to him. If we find out the reason, it might make perfect sense.
I mean, we could just kill him.
I mean, I don't want to take that option off the table, but I think it might be reasonable to talk to him first. From everything I've heard, he's quite a calm and a rational person.
And consider this. Let's say that you do have the opportunity to just somehow push a button and he explodes. Do the Van Kars currently have the resources to manage and keep order in South Cove, or would it become anarchy as demons and devils just start carting people away?
Yeah, we don't know the nature of... if he's made a deal, we don't know the nature of that deal he's made. It could be disastrous.
I will say this, the kinds of entities I saw on the streets are the kind where the only reason they don't stab you in the back is fear that you have friends or the power to survive it and stab them back. They are not entities that respect the rule of law, they respect the power of law. And unless you want to replace it with just a similarly brutal dictatorship, we may as well leave what currently works alone, as let's bear in mind, when it comes to regions in their rule, we're dealing with several places that have been horribly ravaged by Veritrax that could probably use our aid a bit more than South Cove.
Bagradan.
Bagradan.
Yeah.
Bagradan, Bagradex, Zargathrax, Keeper of Nightmares.
No, the Keeper of Nightmares is Oran Keldris.
Yeah, I've
Well,
different. I don't know.
He may be competing with other people to be fair. The Archfey tends to happen.
Oh my god, I cannot understand what anybody is saying because of Discord. But she's just gonna nod and just say, "So, what things do you need for your traps, Tetsu?"
Oh, just raw materials and Brennan's expertise.
Well,
The rest
I mean-
is just going to be some basic labor.
Raw, like what? Stone, wood. She like
Wood,
just
metal.
like planks, 2x4s. What kind of metal? Steel, copper, bronze. Like,
Just cheap iron. We're just making snap traps and braided wire.
I look at Victor. Do you have that material here? She looks at the desert. I don't think there's a lot of wood in this area.
He has
if only
some
we
pieces
could
of
go
wood.
somewhere easily that has plentiful resources and just gives Echo a playful pat on the top of his head.
Yeah.
We also don't want to bring too many resources here to Corlin. To be fair, at least from Nausha, because remember, they're at war.
So we could pretty much go anywhere we want to.
Is Reston still
To
at
another
war?
city that would have the resources we want. And
We could probably just buy it
we
in
could-
South Cove, but
we could
especially
teleport, maybe. But if not, we could go wherever you want. We could do another demi-plane, fill it up with all the stuff you want, 30 by 30 by 30, full of wood, stone, metals, rope, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And then when we come back, you still have access to the same demi-plane. So you just pull all your stuff. Basically, it's a storage shed. And so we come back and we take it all out of the storage shed.
all right. Well,
If they don't have it here in South Cove.
it sounds like South Cove is a pretty bustling port trade city, so we can probably find whatever resources we need there. So I think we should head back to the city.
Yep, sounds like a
I'm-
plan. Because one other
I'm
thing
ready.
is that once we start systemically harvesting them, if there is any entity that is in charge of their behavior, then we'll get its attention. Otherwise, if they are just bleeding through, for all we know, this may just be a natural phenomenon, a pocket of the plane that is weakened in in its boundary against the hells, and a bunch of pinprick holes popped up.
It's possible, but I'd like to confirm that.
Sumner probably did it.
Out of character, is there any other groups that you have that are working on this issue?
Not at the moment.
No. Okay.
I will say this, though. If we're going to go speak to Feng, we should probably bring a gift.
Oh, okay.
No, he has an open line. I didn't hear there was any requirement for gifts when I asked the
No, but-
guards.
He's right. Tribute would be common. Some type
All
of
right.
gift or tribute would be common.
Would he take that as a bribe or as?
Show of respect.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't see it as a bribe.
All right,
What do we have?
Well, I'm sure we can buy something in South Cove.
We could. We probably have stuff on us that would suffice. I don't know. Maybe it's stuff we don't want to give up, though. I don't know.
Like he does have an open session to. I'm sorry. What's the word for making an appearance before someone in court?
An audience?
He has. There was a line. No one was in it, but there is a time when you can petition him.
No one was in it.
No one was in it, but it's there.
Is there something that the Vanguards would like us to bring, maybe on their behalf?
It's on.
Yeah,
It's on the,
perhaps if they have a particularly fine vintage, since it's their son making his formal
Yeah.
appearance before Feng, bringing something symbolic of the family would make a good tribute.
Yeah,
I think
Brennan
Nestor's
drank
got the right idea there.
that. That was
And do you have any vintages from before he took over?
Victor's going to look at you. I have just the thing. It's not one from the estate, but one that we collected a long time ago for a special occasion. And he's going to go down to the wine cellar.
Yeah, I have one too. To be fair, I guess I could part with.
And he will return with a very old bottle of wine. It's wrapped in brown paper, and the brown paper is sealed with a wax seal. And he will hand it to Ricard. Here, this is exceedingly valuable. But if it keeps you alive and gets you an audience with Mr. Feng, Lord Feng, then so be it. I don't feel like losing you again, and this is a small price to pay to ensure that you come back.
I only intend to ask him why he hasn't done anything about the Sturge problem.
Very well.
What is this vintage called? What is it? How would it be identified?
He points to some runes on it. I was told it came from an ancient city. And the
I'll read
runes...
the runes.
Can you read the runes? Does anyone read Primordial?
Yeah.
I do not.
Hold on. I might have a spell for this. I do have a spell for this.
Tongues.
Aimer will start. He'll kind of close his eyes for a moment, and you can kind of hear him talking to himself for a fair amount of time. It takes 10 minutes to cast. But Aimer will cast Comprehend Languages.
Awesome.
There you go.
Aimer, there are 5 letters on that parchment outside, and those are the letters on the outside of the piece of paper.
Oh, Aimer is like, he's doing one of those like things that I do right now where I'm stroking the beard, but Aimer doesn't have one, so he's an elf. So he's kind of stroking his chin. Akru.
Crew?
Is that
The
right?
campaigns are crossing beams.
You mean to,
My
like
friend.
to a crew like is into gather or
No.
resources to accrue things?
AKHRU. I'm not familiar with the name.
Never heard of it.
I don't think Can I roll history, Eric?
Tell us about it.
You can roll history checks. I don't mind.
I'm just glad Brennan didn't drink that one.
All right. So, Aimer, you do not know anything about it. Echo Rex may have heard it in passing. Ricard, Akru is a legendary city that once floated among the clouds.
Card does that thing where he's like snapping his fingers and his eyes are closed. He's like, oh, Akru, that was one of those flying cities.
How do you know that?
I read a lot of books whenever I was younger. I don't know.
Because when he read about it, it wasn't that old.
Fair, actually.
Current events.
Ooh, this is quite the antique.
Yeah.
Then I was planning on giving him a bottle from Rathus that I stole from Inland Point.
See, the fun part about this is that Ricard probably is the one who bought the bottle and put it in the wine cellar, and it's been there since.
Oh,
Oh, man,
Forgot about it entirely,
I hope they've been turning it. Amen.
What would you roll to estimate the value of that, Eric?
Roll an insight check, sir.
Yeah, I'm just Aimer's curious because he likes this kind of stuff.
With a 23, close to 8,000 gold, maybe 10.
Aimer looks at it again and just kind of whistles, like, "Yeah, this is quite the gift. You almost think the McCain brothers be drinking this."
those guys aren't going to be drinking anything if I have something to say about it.
You're still angry about that, Echo?
Yes.
Are you sure you don't worship Masaba, Echo? Don't get too caught up in revenge. Don't be like me.
I know. I'm trying to let it go, but I'm having trouble.
Okay, and something was mentioned earlier about asking Feng why he had or had not dealt with the Sturgis, and perhaps, now bear in mind, diplomacy is a bit important here. Instead of asking why he has or hasn't done something, which is accusatory and disrespectful in someone else's house, our objectives should be for 1, for Ricard to introduce himself, 2, present a tribute, and then 3, inquire if Feng would welcome an endeavor by the Von Kars to diminish the threat of the Sturges.
I mean, I wasn't planning there on accusing him of anything, but yeah, we can be diplomatic when talking to him. That does make sense. Yes.
Maybe I should do all of the talking. Probably.
If you'd like, this is your wheelhouse.
I think, Ricard, I think something to keep in mind too is the security of your family, their station in South Cove. If there's anything that we could do to elevate the prominence of your family, or at least the favor with, Regan, Fang, if there's anything we can do to elevate your family or sustain them going forward, so that regardless of the Sturgis, that they just have a better environment to live and thrive in, I think would help. So, keep that in mind as well. I mean, it's not all about the Sturgis. Some of it is just about your family's, the living conditions they're under. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I just was going to approach it the accusatory matter, but I think that you guys are right that we should be a little bit more diplomatic. I'm just not that good at that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to bring up. Just these things weren't around when you were here, and now they are. And if anyone would know about them, it's him. He's in charge of the area. It is a natural subject that brings up curiosity.
And presenting that the Von Kars are in a somewhat unique situation to provide services and aid to the people of South Cove, in a way to, how to put this, foster their prestige. Making that clear intention known is something that would fall under the diplomacy of the moment.
Well, let's go see him.
Yeah. We can also pick up the supplies for Tetsu's rigs while we're there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So you guys will leave the Von Karth estate and head towards South Cove.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the guards told me it was afternoon, like around 2:00 when there was the waiting, the
Correct.
line to petition him.
Yep.
So yeah. So it's a pretty short walk to South Cove, so it doesn't take us that long to get there.
Right.
So it was morning. So like, what is it? What time is it?
We'll say 11 o'clock. You guys got time to pick up your materials. We'll call them mats for a better term. As you guys go and pick up your supplies, how much would you like to spend on supplies to do today?
Well, I'm just about broke, so if anyone has some of those copious amounts of gold, otherwise we'll put it on the Von Karth tab.
Well, you shouldn't for raw materials like metal and wood. You don't. How much do you need? I don't.
Yeah, I mean, we're buying pretty much wood by the plank and iron by the pound.
Yep. And how much are you guys going to carry around with you? Do you guys have a portable hole or something like that to throw them into?
Yeah, iron.
Demiplane.
I've heard about iron.
We do.
It is pretty heavy, but yeah, the demiplane is probably the best way to store it.
Okay.
Well, so yeah, Tetsu, how much are you going to buy?
He doesn't have a lot of money.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I've
I'm
got-
the cleric. I pretty much have to beg for alms from the party.
Well, I mean, yeah,
I
I'm asking you because
I got 200.
I have plenty of gold, but I'm just asking you like how much you're going to buy. So
Let's just do 200. The
200
whole
gold
point
worth?
is to
Okay.
make these very cost efficient.
Sure.
So wood, iron, and perhaps braided iron wire if we
Sure.
can find it.
Okay. You can buy enough for 200 traps.
Sounds good.
yeah, well,
That might get us an extra 3 or 4 frames a second on the roll 20 of those caves.
Oh, Echo's got such a big mouth. Okay, so that's a ninth level spell right there. Let's
Demiplane's an
knock that
8th
off.
level spell.
Yeah, but I have to cast it through Wish.
Oh, you gotta cast it using a wish.
that
yeah,
means
so-
you can't open it until tomorrow.
I can't open it till tomorrow. Yeah, but Echo's resourceful, so
Okay.
he's always griping about his higher level spells for some reason. Y'all don't understand.
That's very much in character, though.
Yeah. And from Tested Entity's perspective,
They never last. They never last till like 10 p.m. I mean, they never make it to like lunch. He spends his ninth level like right off the bat.
Right.
I mean, I have gate. If I have like a planar ally out there, hey, you mind if I like store all this stuff at your house for a day?
When he brings that up, Rose looks at Tetsu and just okay, that spell, that gate spell. It's a portal, like kind of like the ones I saw in the caves. It only lasts about a minute from what I've seen. But does it only go to the entities that you're on a first name basis with? Or can you do it for any entity?
Well, it's not about entities so much as it is a location on a plane, but the Lord of a plane may allow or disallow portals into their realm. So that's one reason why you never try and gate to the Feywild, because you are not going to wind up in a good place.
What if you know a Lord of the Feywild and are on friendly terms with him?
Oh, yeah, then you can, pop right to their front door.
Huh. She's gonna think about that. What
That is-
defines a Lord of the Fae? Is it just like, because from my understanding, there's many Archfey.
I'd say the definition of what makes someone a Lord of the Fae changes from a week-to-week basis. The Feywild is just... The Fae course are just an infinite game of Calvin Ball.
Well, so for example, I mean, Titania has been in charge for who knows how long, in charge of her summer court. So, like, if we tried to go to the summer court, she would be able to say no if she wanted to.
Correct.
But what if we went to somewhere else, like someone that's not, for example, Zoran Keltris's realm? Would Titania be able to stop us from going there, or would only Mr. Keltris be able to stop us from going to that part of the Feywild?
That is a good question. I would say the most reliable answer in that would be to get this Keltris individual's permission first. And
Oh
then,
no.
No, I'm just using it as an example, Amer. Don't worry. I don't plan on going to the Nightmare Realms.
No. It's a very ugly swamp. Okay, it's not even a nightmare. It's just a very ugly swamp. And if we're going there, we're blowing the thing up.
Well, no, we're not. I was just using an example because it was just wondering if we could go to the Bright Grove.
I'm sure we could.
Oh.
you likely could.
We can go to the summer court too. Like,
I mean, worst case scenario, we cast it and I just get an error message and the spell evaporates.
Well, because one of the leaders of the Bright Grove is an old friend of ours, and she did say she needed help. Also, I could use her help too. I'm just keeping this in mind because I've seen you use that spell before. How often can you cast it?
Oh, it's my wish. It's once a day.
She just nods as you know, because all this is. I mean, I'm sure we're in the South Cove Home Depot, like getting raw. Like how much is 200 like 100 gold raw iron?
A lot.
Oh yeah. So there's a bunch of, I'm sure, very sweaty,
Couple
heavy,
hundred pounds,
very
yeah.
guys, like moving, these anvils of iron. While we're talking about this.
Well, Echo could do, his wish. He could do plane shift too, which would get you there.
No,
we-
well,
we-
because I was just thinking about ways we could get in contact with Stella because I could use her help. She's the only fairy I trust.
Yeah. Plus, with Gate, if you step through and you're like, "Oh, this is a bad situation," you can just step back.
It lasts
Yeah,
a
I
minute.
can't do
Yeah.
that.
I mean, the
It's-
Bright
I
Grove
just-
is under attack, if I recall, so that's going to be a little hectic. Being that I'm from the Feywild, Eric, would I know about how far it is from, say, like the Summer Court to the Bright Grove, travel-wise?
The thing about the Bay Realms is that distances are never set. It's oh so far and then to the left.
I'm more approximating, like, it could be anywhere from, like, 3 to 13 days. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to get an approximate time.
So from the Bright Grove to
say the
the-
Summer Court.
the Summer Court, based off of the fact that the Bright Grove is near the Shantara Grove, I've established in the past that it took 2 weeks to do the travel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Feywild. The harder you're trying to get somewhere, the
Yep.
further away it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like
And-
if you were trapped in the Feywild, the easiest way to find a portal home is to stop looking for a portal home.
Yeah, the Zoran Keltris's area is just a sunset away.
From the Bright Grove or from the Summer Court?
Everywhere.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
why
well-
it's so damn nasty.
Well, like I said, I mean, if, say, for example, I wanted to make a contract with someone and I needed to get in contact with the only Fae I implicitly trust, I was just wondering if that gate spell was an option. It's just something for further down the road. I need to think about this further. But thank you for letting me know about how that magic works, Tetsu.
Oh, not a problem.
I do miss Stell.
I miss
But,
Stella as well. I don't know if I miss Stella enough to want to go to the Feywild, but personally, I'll go. But
Well, it's just I am concerned about her. She did send that note.
I'm concerned as well. It's just, I'm
Well, we can do
surprised
it.
I wasn't attacked last time we were there.
Well, maybe we can do there. The other day actually, while I was projecting, I got contacted by this group of adventurers. They were talking to Mr. Ver, and they wanted to know some things about Bourbon. They called themselves the Feywatch. That remember that Minotaur we saw who scarfed down that pixie while we were eating?
I still regret not branding him.
What did they want?
Oh, they just wanted to know about Bourbon, and they needed to be dissuaded from going there, which wasn't that hard, to be honest. But they were, they call themselves the Feywatch, and I figure they, I don't know, they're like guards against Fey. They seem to want to deal with Fey stuff. I was wondering if maybe we could use that gate spell to send them directly to Stell Brightgrove.
Hey, we
But,
can't.
I mean, I guess.
We need to keep them safe. But 2 of them are important to me. Okay.
I
I have plans for them. We gotta keep at least the 2 of them alive. The rest, I don't really care about personally, but
Well, I'm just throwing it out there. Stell said she needed help, and
Yeah.
I mean, the letter she sent explicitly said, let's see where she rummages in her bag to pull it out. Let's see. If you know of anyone who's interested in helping limit the Fey incursions into the material plane, please let them know to watch the shadowy corners. I guess she didn't ask for help directly. She says, "I'm fine. We're holding our own." But she also says that forces of Shantara Grove are getting pretty damn bad here, and Stella isn't really the type of person who curses.
No, she's not at all. I mean, I honestly don't mind going to help her. I'd be very interested to see how Ron Peltris is attached to the Shintaro Grove.
Well,
And,
out of character, I think that's another campaign's issue. I don't want to step on people's toes.
yeah, no, Amber's just saying that,
Yeah.
But well, when we get there, I have an idea that can help. It's just a future idea, though. We go help Brennan's hometown.
And yeah, that gate spell. Anyone can travel either through or back out that gate while it's open, right? It's not specific to whoever cast it or whoever it was cast for.
Indeed. I mean, I do have access to a regular plane shift if that's what you'd like to do.
Well, I mean, it sounds like from my understanding, they were kind of a little on the weaker side. They didn't seem to have access to magic that powerful. So, if
Plane shift is basically teleport, but between realms.
And it can be a specific place, because the last thing they need to be is end up in the middle of Shantara Grove.
It'll get you approximately there. It's not as precise as teleport, but plane shift can even be used as a pseudo teleport. You plane shift somewhere, then you plane shift back to your realm, and it'll get you approximately there. You might be a day's travel. It's usually about a line of sight away from where you're going. So you I want to go to the Artok Mountains, and you'll find yourself somewhere like, yep, that's the Artok Mountains.
Okay.
The distance.
Well, it's just a possibility. I mean, they're in Nausea, and I think they're doing other things. Well, they're doing other things right now, too. It's just a possibility I'm raising if they actually need to go to the Fey Realms. I mean, they're called the Fey Watch. I mean, it seems like the best place to watch Fey is in the Fey Realms.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm just spitballing. Looks like it's about time for us to start heading towards the palace.
Indeed. Let us...
Do we need fast passes for this line?
Mm-hmm.
No. Last time I was here, it was completely empty. No one seemed to want to talk to him.
Right. So we go towards the palace. Awesome.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page here. We're not here to do an inquisition or in any way be disrespectful to someone who's able to keep demons and celestials on their best behavior in a material realm city.
I'm going to tell him that his mother was a hamster and that his father smelled of elderberries. Rest assured.
I don't.
Well,
I don't
before,
think
before we actually get while we're walking up there, Rose will gesture at her shadow for it to come back up, and she'll hand her staff over to the shadow, and then have it go back down, holding the staff. So she's not actually holding the staff in her hands anymore. It's just the shadow on the ground that's holding it. I mean, if the Von Kars recognized her sword, this guy might do it too. So, other than that, yeah, she's gonna let Rickard take the lead.
Yeah, I'm technically an enemy of the city, so I'm just gonna keep quiet and get to talk.
Yeah, we're there to tell him how the Von Kar should be empowered, right?
We're there to make an offer. We're here to make an inquiry if he would be interested in the Von Karths engaging in significant thinning of the number of Sturges. That's all, presenting an opportunity. And if he does express interest and the Von Karths then do that, then they have something to negotiate with because they have an ongoing task needed for the city. Just doing something once for a city might get you a title, but doing something on a continuous basis that the group tends to rely on, that gets you a position.
Oh, I thought that's what the wine was for. Okay.
The wine is to kiss ass. You know, because this is a meeting important enough. The long-lost son of the Von Karths has returned home, someone rather famous, well-known in South Cove, and he should make one of his first stops to pay his respects to the leader.
Eric, what were the names of the Cyclops I saw the other day?
Kevin and Borgos.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was Kevin and what?
Borgos.
Borgos. That's right. Well, I mean, she's gonna be. They all look the same. She can't tell if that's Kevin and Borgos, but she kind of hopes it is because they were great. But yeah, she gestures at Rickard to lead the way.
Rickard, as you're approaching, you see this statue down here that is a striking resemblance of you, and you're the one who posed for it.
Rickard just kind of grins a little bit and shakes his head.
What kind of pose is it? Is it like sword up, like in the air majestically, or pommel down, like
Rickard, what pose is it in?
Is he on his side, like painting like a French girl, like?
I mean, it's probably something ridiculously heroic, you know, sword up in the air and chest out and all that kind of stuff.
All right, but well, yeah, You know what? I'm gonna move my token because I'm waiting for you guys.
Oh, I didn't realize we were up here.
You're at the
Yeah,
top
Rickard
center
will
of the
start
map.
leading the way towards the Cyclops here.
As you approach, they look at you. Oh, great cosplay! You look just like him.
Yeah, Rickard von Karth here to see Regan Bang.
Roll a persuasion check, sir. Oh, goodness. Alright. I was hoping for a absolute yes, this works. Here we go. My wisdom saving throw for this.
Well, Dolly Parton once entered a Dolly Parton lookalike contest
That's
and
true.
came in third.
Right. A drag queen won, actually, if I remember right.
Yep.
So, we're going to roll an insight check here.
Oh wow! I guess they are Cyclops. Ooh,
Wow.
close.
Gosh. Okay. So, and they got a +9 to this. They look at you. Oh, very well. Stand at attention. We have importance here. And Kevin is going to come over and unlock the door. And we'll open it for you. Lord Regan Fang, please welcome Rickard von Karth.
with Discord's audio currently and your noise cancellation, that came through terribly.
Sorry.
Oh man, don't worry. If Discord were working, I would have loved it even more, Eric. But
I'm sorry, guys.
No,
it's not your fault.
I do my best. It
Just so
came
I can tell
through.
you.
It came through on the recording, and that's what matters.
Yeah, Michael Buffer up in here. Yeah, but
And they're going to step aside and allow you entry into the court of Regan Fang. Is Tester Dinde going to join them?
Yes, he is a high cleric. He should make an appearance.
Okay.
Thanks for the introduction, gentlemen.
They stand at attention and salute.
Oh, those are some big snakes.
those are. I'm guessing those are the two giant snakes.
Those are the two
I don't
giant
know.
snakes.
I mean, I don't know what gives it away: the fact that they're snakes or the fact that they're giant. But
Ricard kind of makes a gesture with his hand towards Lord Regan Fang, and he says, "Lord, can we approach?"
He nods. It's been a long time since the Von Karths came to court. How can I be of service?
oh, I was moving my token.
I was about to cast Disintegrate. Why'd you take us something else?
Yeah, Brennan's eye knows snakes.
Well,
Let's just say
first
taking the
things
fight here would
first.
be a miss snake.
The snake.
First things first, Lord. I have a gift for you, and he holds out the bottle of wine.
He looks at you. Interesting. Please. And one of the guards will take the bottle of wine from you, if you're willing, and will take it over to him.
This vintage is from the ancient city of Akrug.
He raises his eyebrows, impressed. Such a noble gift. Oh, I am honored and privileged. What brings you back, Ricard von Karth?
I was taken away for some time, but I returned home to, visit the family.
I had heard of your absence. Most unfortunate. Your family sought you for a very long time.
Yeah, I was difficult to find. But I'm here now. I see that you've made quite a name for yourself.
I have been fortunate, yes.
Well, I'm here to see if there's any way that the Karth family might be able to help you with your Sturge problem.
My Sturge problem. Ah, well, interesting. And the doors behind you guys will close. The Sturges, they are an issue, to be certain. How would you assist me with the Sturgis?
Well, I have a very talented group of friends here that one member of is a highly decorated doctor. Testu, you can introduce yourself.
Tessadinide steps forward with his very bright white clean robes and makes a tortle bow, which is a very awkward tip forward since he doesn't really have hips. Says, "Greetings, Lord Fang. I am Tessadinide, High Cleric of Anwa, here to render services where available."
Been some time since a cleric of Anwa came here. Only about 2 years, though. Not very long. Interesting. Welcome, cleric.
I must say, I am most impressed by your city. Your rule has been able to keep entities on their best behavior, where even devas and pit fiends would struggle.
I find that the mutual assured destruction of one is an excellent motivator for peace. Should any of the fiends or devils rise up against the Celestials, a war would ensue and people would die. Instead, they have the ability to treat this as common ground for negotiation and peaceful coexistence, as long as they keep their conflicts elsewhere.
Indeed, and with entities such as Vagradan ravaging the world, having a bevy of such powerful entities in your city must keep it most secure against external threats.
Vagradan is a concern, to be sure.
But yes, I have recently come into the graces of the Von Karth estate after meeting Ricard and being a part of the serious shenanigans that were involved in his long-term absence. And we are seeking ways to benefit the people of South Cove to restore the position of the Von Karths in the region. And since the Sturges are based out of a place much closer to the Von Karths than South Cove, we thought perhaps some mutual benefit could be arranged.
Interesting. Is this true, Lord Von Karth?
It is. To be honest, I'm a little surprised the Sturges are still a problem for someone so powerful as yourself.
This type of situation does not come without a cost. My rise to power was not an easy one, and I have made many mistakes. But I must live with them until such time as I can be rid of this position. So, you say that you wish to assist with the Sturges. Killing them only limits them for a short period before they return in greater numbers. You kill one and two return. We sent excursions when they first arrived to wipe them out, not knowing whence they came. Now we know that we caused even more of them to exist, like the heads of a hydra. It's horrific. But perhaps you can do a favor for me. Are you in earnest that you wish to end the threat of the Sturges for South Cove?
As a member of the Karth family, I feel indebted to this land, and I feel that I need to be of service to the people. So I'm here to help.
Interesting. What are you willing to do? Let me be blunt. Are you certain of that? Be cautious of committing to things before you are ready, before you have all the information. For I believe your impetuousness comes from your mother's side. Beautiful woman, graceful and lovely. Your father is a lucky man. Now,
Yeah, I didn't inherit my father's wisdom, but definitely inherited my mother's fire.
let us speak plainly. The Sturges are not a natural phenomenon. In fact, they are a loophole in an agreement one that I forged with a individual who I wish I had not done so. Long ago, I sought the power to rule South Cove, to forge it into a city, to lend to my legacy. I wanted to create a name for myself. I believed that my reputation would be powerful, that I could rule and have no fear of anything. I had a fear of anonymity. I did not wish to simply disappear into the annals of history, forgotten. And so I struck a bargain with individuals. One by one, the deals got worse. I only knew this now after hindsight. But now, I rule a hive of villainy that is only lawful by the force of law. The word of law is key here. You understand, Lord Karth? It is evil. The city is corrupt. I do my best to mete out justice as per the rule of law, as I have no right to rule on the virtues of morality. Thus, I am bound by my own poor decisions in youth. I must remain in power until the pact is broken. And until the pact is broken, the Sturges are removed from the third layer of the abyss and disposed of here. The material plane is the junkyard, the trash heap of the hells, as they shovel these entities here as a disposal. And South Cove is the target.
Sounds like you got yourself in quite a pickle.
Indeed. I have...
Fortunately...
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Good. No, go ahead.
Well, fortunately, from this information you have provided, it seems that our plans would be able to have great effect. And Tessendate pulls out that thick scroll with the diagrams and hands it to one of the guards.
The guard will take it over to him cumbrously and hand it to him. He looks at it. Traps. Snares. I appreciate your thoughtfulness, sir. Unfortunately, these will work only in limited times. You see, the area is devoid of resources. Your traps, once set out in the wild, would be scavenged by the wandering tribes and people for the materials. It is not a good thing.
Well, if only it was set to a rule that the traps of the Von Karth family are not to be messed with.
Unfortunately, I can no longer change the laws. You see, I rule South Cove. I do not rule the Von Karth estate. That was one of the meetings that I had a very long time ago. I also do not rule Corlin. The place outside the city walls is not my domain and is not bound by the laws that I impose. Thus, I cannot help you with that. Should you choose to set traps within the city, you may do so, as long as you have permission from the businesses and homes that you choose to set them upon. You will find that there are many, as they use the food for their sustenance. It is a horrid practice, but it allows them the ability to live. More importantly,
But,
would be to end the incursion of the Sturgis so that they could be reduced in number at the source.
And you said that breaking this pact or ending this pact might do that?
Indeed. But
What is the? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no,
Yeah,
go ahead,
probably
ask the
get
question
the
because I was
details
going
of
to
the pact.
cover it, but I want you to ask the question.
Yeah. Well, what is the exact nature of this agreement?
The nature of the agreement is that I am to remain in power until the emissary is defeated. And she remains here within the palace to ensure that the laws that have been set in place are enacted and protected. There are two ways that the pact could be broken. One, you may kill me. The guards and serpents here in the room would attack you. And as per the pact, I would be required to defend myself. As the rightful ruler of South Cove, that is my obligation to ensure the stability of the city. The other way would for you to defeat the champion who holds the pact. And she is here within the castle. You could, as you are a nobleman of the area, Lord Von Karth, challenge her to combat. My serpents and guards would therefore be required to remain neutral and not become involved in the engagement. After all, what are we if we are not bound by law? My legacy has been set. My history, my foot upon the world has been set. I have my reputation. I will not die in anonymity. People will know of Regan Fang. Thus, should you defeat my champion, I will willingly step down and grant you leadership over South Cove.
Or just kind of turns to the party, like raises his hands, like, "Well, what do you think, guys? You want to fight a champion?"
Hold on.
No,
With
that would be you as a nobleman challenging. That would be a one-on-one conflict.
well, I was
versus
about
a many conflict.
I was about to clarify. Would the challenge have to be Rickard by himself versus his emissary, or could he bring
Yeah.
all 5 of us?
You could challenge it as a group. After all, you are a nobleman, and you may bring as many people as you so desire to this encounter. I will warn you, the pact holder is a being of great power.
We
And-
got
and-
6 beings of great power right here.
Indeed.
Might I
Yeah,
ask, when it comes to defeating them, you mentioned that they are within the castle. Are they obligated to remain here under that pact?
They are not obligated to. However,
Ah.
they do so by choice, as it is in their interest to ensure that I abide by the pact.
Destiny just mentally
before-
crosses off the option of open gate, punt through, close gate.
Yeah, we could find out, see if you can get
Um,
the name of this champion, or
Who asks?
Well, Echo hasn't been speaking
Right.
to Regan himself. He's talking to Ricard.
Valid.
Basically,
That's why I
said,
asked the
"Hey,
question.
We'll find, get some information. Who or what is this champion? I mean, is it Tiamat? Is it What is it?
Ricard?
Record? Yeah, Ricard. Did we lose him?
Oh, did we lose him? I hope not.
Well,
Oh, there he's back.
What happened? I'm back, sorry.
Okay, well, never mind.
Echo's trying to ask you to get more information about the champion.
Oh, yeah.
Well, can we meet this champion?
He raises an eyebrow. I suppose you can. Interesting. I did not think we were going to do this. So, we're going to go ahead and do this. Give me just a second to get her ready, because I was not prepared for that.
Well, if we can prepare ourselves, we should probably wait until a certain person gets his 9th level spell back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can challenge her whenever we want. So there's no need to escalate it to hostility. What's that line? On the morrow, I will most likely kill you.
So here's well, I'll tell you later
Okay.
what I'm thinking. Okay, but let's see.
So, Testudinide, you've been granted inspiration by Captain Gus Gus.
Awesome.
All right, so let's
I'll
get...
most likely kill you in the morning. There we go.
Let me
Yep.
check if I have it or not. One moment. I already have an inspiration, though.
Okay, would you like to pass yours to someone else he can grant it to you?
Well, Echo's hauling a whole bunch of my my materials
Yeah,
and for me and such.
Echo's
So,
got
yeah.
Yeah, Echo's got it too. Yeah, I've got inspiration.
I don't have
Yeah,
it.
I
I spent it on a roll.
Give it to Rose.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Rose.
I suppose I'll give it to Rose. I need to make sure to use up my inspiration. Because and one thing to put on the table, if this champion, there's always the classic roll to seduce.
So, as you ask for the champion to arrive, he will gesture to one of the guards, and the guard will go past Regan Fang through the door behind the throne, and after a while will return, shaken and dead.
Shaken, but not stirred.
Yep. He comes in as an animated thing and stands in the corner, facing the corner, just like Blair Witch Project.
That's foreboding.
Well, that was rude.
After a couple moments, the champion will stride into the room, an ominous air about her.
Oopie.
Do any of us recognize her, Eric?
I
For what
don't
she
believe
is.
that's possible, but we could roll a history check of a 30. I mean, there's a
Yeah, I got
chance maybe.
I gotta try.
Yeah, Echo take a potion of advantage, and he'll roll a history.
You're going to
check.
drink a potion of advantage in the room with them.
Hold on. I've almost got this.
Yeah, I can't.
33.
A 33. All right, sir.
I can hit 30. I can hit a 36. It's just I can't do it without advantage, probably.
Okay. Yeah.
That was also a really good roll too. It was what 17? Yeah.
So you
Oh,
did it
yeah,
without the
nice.
advantage. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, Aimer, this is Lady Ilmarrow, a undead creature from the abyss.
You know, I think I've seen that picture somewhere. I'm guessing very foreboding. I probably read I'm gonna get murdered immediately.
Yeah, she is very foreboding. She is a nasty entity. She has the ability to breathe poison. She paralyzes people and converts them into her thralls. She's a very powerful sorceress.
Does she have? Trying to see what that green thing is on her. It looks like someone drew on the art.
It's a necklace
gem clasp
or a-
or necklace, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like someone drew on the art. Yeah, that's how art being made.
No, like someone like took a MS Paint pen and drew on whatever it was.
I don't know.
But
I'm
anyways.
colorblind. I just see swirls of blue and green on this thing.
There you go. Now I drew on it.
You beat me to it.
Anyways,
She comes into the room. Oh, damn it, guys. No. No. All right. Here we
Gamer's
go.
on one. Sorry.
I don't care what your eyes are doing. We're not going to do that.
That's the hard end. Okay, I only do hard.
that's not Leslie,
So she will
What
come into
about-
the room. Regan, what did you need? These people wished to meet you, Lady Ilmaro. They are political allies of South Cove. She looks at you all. Allies? Indeed. How very interesting.
Ricard will bow. Say, Ricard von Karth, pleasure to meet you.
She raises an eyebrow. Truly. Ricard von Karth. I thought you were dead.
And he did.
Interesting. So... How is Doldrin's Shadow Scar?
Echo laughs. He is no more. That's how he is.
I could have calculated that. After all, for Ricard to be here, Doldrin must be indisposed.
That's a good word for it.
Minus the in part of that.
So, have you come to claim the throne, Lord Karth?
I'm just picturing
Yeah,
like
I
a
think I
Doctor
have.
Strange one, like Ilmaro, I've come to bargain.
Echo
So,
looks at Ricard and is like, "Look, I don't know if you want to sit on this throne. You know, helping the city is one thing, but managing, being bound to the throne and managing the city is another."
no, he could. Well, we'll discuss that later.
Yeah.
so, if you're here for the throne, then I trust that you intend to depose Lord Fang. Is that true?
We were considering another angle.
Such as?
And Ricard looks Ilmaro up and down.
Oh.
Fancy a little scuffle tomorrow, maybe?
A scuffle? Oh. You wish a trial by combat for the right of South Cove's throne. I am obligated to accept.
Is there a way to determine a CR rating on this
Hi.
creature? I know, but is it,
For the
is it
record, the
30?
CR
Is it
rating for the
23?
creatures you guys have been facing is all going to be super high.
Yeah, 20s
Yeah,
and 30s. I
This
imagine.
thing has a high CR by 3rd edition standards.
Yeah.
Damn
So
it.
I'm trying to
Delete.
determine.
I gotcha.
We can tackle some pretty tough stuff. I would imagine when we really set our minds to it, we can tackle some pretty tough
Yeah.
stuff. But
you see her
we
name
can't
above her
tackle-
head and
we
a
can't-
skull next to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can't tackle, and I'm trying to determine if that's the case here.
I will always, I will not allow you guys to fight something you have zero chance to fight.
Trust the DM.
1% though. Well, Tessa Dende is going to speak up and say, might I inquire, this pact that you are tasked with staying here and enforcing, for hundreds of years, what might you seek in order to, say, drop this whole pact?
I can't drop the pact.
Yeah, I imagine they can't do that.
I'm not the one who created it. I'm simply the enforcer and arbitrator of it.
Then not to be that fellow, but what would it take to speak to your manager?
Oh, Eric, I want to join a different campaign.
I'm sorry, you want to get in a different campaign? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got something with Trainwreck or
Actually, the day after tomorrow, we've got a sci-fi one-shot that I opened up earlier. But that filled up in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow, you're
Because
going to
we might as
ask
well
to
find
talk
out
to
if
her
there's-
manager.
Yeah, if there is, we're trying to figure out, is there some price that the one who made this pact would be willing to accept? To just drop the whole thing?
She smiles.
Everything, it's fiends. Everything's
it's a viable.
negotiable.
It's a viable option. So
She
renegotiate.
smiles at you. If you, cleric of Anwa, tested Tuniday.
Oh, hey, she figured out your name without even being told. That's a great
Yeah.
sign.
And she almost got it right.
Interesting that a cleric of Anwa would be so devoted to one cause as to face off against my master.
Well,
Interesting.
No, clearly not to face off, but remember, everything's negotiable.
Everything is negotiable when it comes to people beyond my control. However, the pact between Regan Fang and South Cove is set, literally in stone, in the foundation of this palace. It is set in blood, and should it break, who knows what might happen? With your passive insight, she could be bluffing. So,
Can I do an active insight?
sure.
What was that again, real quick? Sorry? Something about the foundations of South Cove?
Yeah, the pact is set in stone and set in blood, deep within the foundations
Okay.
of this very castle.
So,
Thank
Sounds pretty accurate.
I'm going to roll her charisma check because I don't have deception or persuasion. So, just straight charisma here. And with a 27, you can't tell.
She's probably not bluffing.
I wouldn't be surprised if because they set it into stone and just says something. And if this stone breaks, the nuke goes off.
So, tomorrow, I will entreat my master to speak with you tomorrow. Is that acceptable?
Most certainly. After all, what harm can come from conversation?
Lots.
Lots, yeah.
She
I know I put
smiles.
psychic damage on you guys all the time.
She smiles broadly. A conversation then with my master tomorrow here within the palace. Is that acceptable?
Indeed.
And Lord Von Karth, because of the pact and the fact that you have asked, or I'm sorry, the fact that your associate has asked for an audience with my master, do you withhold your challenge for the time being?
I suppose for the time being, but tomorrow we might dance.
Should we engage in combat, Lord Von Karth, we will do far more than dance. She
I
smiles.
look forward to it.
She smiles at Regan Fang and will draw her finger across his jaw. You can tell he's uncomfortable at this. He doesn't like her at all. He's just stuck with her. Till the morrow, then. Noon, perhaps?
We'll be here.
As will I. Have a good rest of your day and enjoy your conversation with Lord Fang. And she will walk behind the throne and through the door.
It's just amazing. Brennan didn't shoot an arrow through any of that.
That would have been bad.
That would have been an arrow of judgment.
I would have leapt forward to catch the arrow, Secret Service style, if you had done that. But
he
after she
relaxes.
leaves,
He relaxes visibly when she's gone.
Lord Fang, I just want to be certain, because as we all know, even devils can't be trusted. Are you certain that if we were to conquer her in this battle and you were to step down, the portals would close?
I am, for they are a punishment for my arrogance.
What do you think would happen to the city?
That is more complicated. The guards would remain. I believe that the rule of law would still remain intact. Should you fail, I will die. Should you succeed, there is still a chance that I would die. The city will go on without me and will remain a fixture of the world for centuries to come. That is part of my deal. My name is carved into the very stones of this city. Every brick in the wall has my name on them. Now, should you defeat Lady Elmaro, I would attempt to retire. The guards and laws would remain in place. However, because I was no longer in charge, someone would have to enforce the laws at the governmental level. I would need to grant you several boons. First, I would need to grant you permission to order the guards. Simple enough, as they follow the instructions of whoever is the regent of South Cove, the ruler. You would ascend to the throne and follow their instructions. Or they would follow your instructions. I'm sorry, I misspoke. They would follow your instructions. As for the serpents are a gift. And I would willingly part with my favorite pets in order to retire in peace. But if I were to retire and grant you the serpents, I would ask for an estate to be established for myself so that I may retire in comfort and luxury.
That all sounds very reasonable to me.
Yeah, Echo. I think Echo is visibly aggravated. This conversation and introduction, I mean, it just didn't go the way that he thought it was going to go. Yeah, I think he looks at Ricard and says, "Hey, we have a lot to consider this evening. Let's not make any rash decisions now, or even tomorrow if we can help it." But let's go contemplate everything we've learned.
Now, is this telepathic, or are you speaking this in the room?
I think I would speak it in the room.
Okay.
Yeah, Amer never started the walkie-talkie. No one asked him to.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to do that more often. Make that a yeah.
I mean,
I
do you
don't know
want
why we don't
to
use
they
it when
have
we need it.
direct access to your brains, to unleash his jokes? You can't plug yours to telepathy.
So, Regan Fang will look at you. Be careful ascending the throne, Lord Von Karth. The burden of diplomacy is heavy. There is much more that is dealt with from this chair than simply the affairs within the city walls.
No, it's almost like we have a Von Karth with thousands of years more of experience we might put on the throne immediately.
Ricard,
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Ricard, his face definitely hardens at that statement, and he kind of nods. I think I have something yet, but I appreciate the
Besides
warning.
Ricard, I think you'd wear the title of Prince better than King for now.
Let's go discuss it. We have a lot to think about.
Indeed.
Thank you for
we
the
gotta figure out how
warning.
to kill that woman so he can be in charge, right?
Ricard turns and nods to Brennan. Yeah, thank you for your time, Lord Regan.
It is an honor to have been in your presence, Lord Von Karth. Go and have a restful night, and thank you for the wine. Perhaps someday in the future, I can return the favor.
Ricard smiles and bows real low and starts backing out of the room.
All right.
Eric, I have to ask.
Yes, sir?
Characterly, is his axe still just chilling in the middle of the room?
Is his axe still chilling in the middle of the room? It is.
Okay.
Yeah. No one asked about. No one asked about that.
No, I was just curious for ambiance sake.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
chilling, and I don't think anyone but me would know about
Right.
the axe. So I was just like, it hadn't
One of
come
the
up yet,
things-
so I was like,
One of the things you guys would have overlooked as a detail in the room is in the center of the room there is a very large axe that looks like a headsman's axe that is used for decapitations. And it is currently embedded in the ground.
Presumably that's his. Looks cool. All right.
So,
I'm imagining like a Fire Emblem Hector style giant axe.
kind of, yeah. All right, so you guys ready to go back out into South Cove?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. We return to South Cove proper.
Ricard just kind of turns to the party, big smile on his face. Well, that went way better than expected.
It
All we have
yeah.
to do is fight somebody.
I'm not so
No,
sure it went that way.
you know-
And there is still the possibility we can talk our way out of this.
I really don't think making more deals is any solution.
Sometimes kicking
terrified.
that can down the road is all you need to do.
Well,
I'm terrified
or we
of
could just,
that.
or we could just kill that woman.
So the woman is terrifying.
Undoubtedly.
In itself, and you know me, I'm usually the first one willing to jump into a fight. And from what I've read before, not my idea of a great time fighting. Maybe she's a lich. I don't even know. Big undead spellcaster.
Yeah, I mean,
How big was she? Was she normal, medium height, or was she giant?
She's a giant. She is about 9.5, 10 feet tall.
Nice.
Regan alone. Look how he cowered. Look, you know what I mean? Like, and he is like, you can size him up until he's not exactly a pushover.
yeah.
Brennan's like,
Um,
big undead things are one of my specialties. I don't know.
Yeah, do you think Regan could have done what we done on Shalash?
Maybe 6 Regans.
Maybe we could. I mean, maybe we
Ricard,
could
Ricard
defeat
looks
her.
at Pestu and is like, I don't think Rican can do what that turtle can
But-
do for us.
What? One thing I'm curious about though is, how did she know you were on Shalash? And with Doldrin?
I don't know. She seemed to be familiar with Doldrin.
I mean, she also knew Tetsu's name without being told it.
I'm
But you
not
didn't know-
unfamous.
But she also didn't know what happened to Doldrin specifically, though, so she's definitely not omnipotent.
Omniscient.
Even if we could defeat her, I mean, it's possible we could defeat her. Even if we could. The problem is somebody's going to have to sit here and do what he's already doing. Even though she's not in play, even though the Sturges aren't in play, somebody's still going to have to enforce the rule of law in this crazy city. And it's going to be an all-day, every single day job. And it's, I mean, heavy as the crown. I'm not so sure that's a job that any of us want. And
Well,
Not
I'm
here
not so
anyway.
sure that his dad. I'm not so sure that Ricard's dad or mom wants that job either.
It sounds
that's a
like they
fair
were
point.
retired.
We should talk to them, but they are 2,000 years old. Would ruling the city for 20 years while Rickard gets the hang of it really seem like that big of a deal to them?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, we could just ask them when we get back to the compound.
Of all the places that of all the cities I've seen, this would be the last one I think I'd want to rule.
I can
And let's
My
Let's just
intent
keep an
is to
open
make
mind
this
about
city
what deals we
and
make.
place better than it is now.
Yeah, I get that, and yeah,
And I'm already indebted to you, all of you. If you were to help me do this, I'd be even further indebted, and I wouldn't intend to take over the throne myself immediately. I would intend to help you with all of the endeavors that you have to help make this world a better place. And I can come back here when we're done.
Well,
Learn how to rule.
that
Yeah,
seems a
Brad.
wise choice. As for me, as a cleric of the moon, I'd like the people to be able to go out at night and look at it.
Yeah,
It would have the immediate impact of removing the surge problem.
well, until they
I
all
don't know if it's
starve to
immediate,
death.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it might
It
not
would
be
close the
immediate,
portals.
but it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be pretty.
That they
quick.
don't breed means closing the portals makes them a finite threat.
Exactly.
Exactly.
My
And that's
my
where the layers of
question-
traps come in.
Indeed.
Yeah. But my question before all this was not what do we think is the best thing. It's what do people think is the best thing for themselves, because they're going to be living here when we leave, maybe not recurred in the future. And from what I've heard, this would be a positive change for them.
Well, it sounds like I keep saying Lord Fang doesn't even want to be on the throne anymore, and he's
No.
stuck. He's simply stuck, and is
Yes.
looking for a way out. And well, I mean, I don't think we should go around asking people about their opinion on the streets. I doubt that his packs are even common knowledge.
Well, I talked to some people this morning. Or, yeah, yesterday morning.
They knew
We
about
probably have. Now, I hate to say it, but we probably have a better chance of defeating him than her. Even with all
Well,
his guards and his snakes and all that, we could probably take him out twice
we
as easy
attack-
as we could take her out.
I think if we attacked him, she would be obligated to defend him as well, as long as with all his guards
Oh,
and
yeah,
himself.
Yeah. Well, that would change things.
Probably.
Yeah.
She's the enforcer. Yeah.
Yeah, she's enforcing the status quo in this deal. I would like. I mean, no. I suppose last time I saw Bernstein, he was in shoe. Get Bernstein to
Have-
give
have
us
we got-
a memo, a memo to analyze the a legal memo to look at the contract.
Oh, yeah.
But no, that's
Um,
I'm not gonna make Eric write a a memo. Get the blue book. Have to write it in proper legal citation.
For the record, I have 2 other attorneys to play in my games that would absolutely
Help!
be very willing to assist me with that.
That's cool.
I mean, I honestly, when it comes to things like this, simple is best. I really do think we should just fight her.
Yeah, that seems to be the answer. He doesn't want to be in power anymore. He created the problem. If we do this, it resolves it, and it leads a way for the Van Kars to come into power, which it seems from the few people I've spoken to is what they want.
Okay. Do we have access to legend lore?
You do, if you have the spell.
That's what I'm saying. Is does anybody?
If only you could cast Wish and get that.
Only get one a day. Why do I only get one a day? Tomorrow I'm gonna wish. Tomorrow I'm gonna wish for more wishes. Is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Hey,
we don't have,
there's a
we don't
2-3
have to
chance to
challenge
work.
her. Yeah, we don't have to challenge her tomorrow. So I mean, we could use
Yeah.
tomorrow to do whatever we need to do.
Yeah, all we promised was meeting her boss tomorrow. We don't have to fight her tomorrow, unless of course the boss forces the issue, because it may be powerful enough to do that.
Well, with how powerful she is, the boss has to be, significantly powerful enough to put her in her place too.
Why do we want to talk to him? I mean,
Because everything's
don't.
negotiable. And if
I
we can kick that can
really-
down the road 100 years or two, well then sometimes you don't even make it to that far down the road.
So you're right. I mean, so you're right. He may be willing to renegotiate. However, he has an ironclad agreement in place, and he owns all of this. What in the world have we got to offer him that would make him tempted to let go of what he's got? Well, we have to have something to give him.
Well, we already
learn about what's important to him, and
we
may inquire about what's important to them, and then do our own research and come back with a counteroffer.
Well, we already made an appointment, so I don't think we can back out of that.
No, probably not.
We'll find out more. I mean, I'm sorry. What was the name of that Lord of the Plane? Randolfo?
The Rollmond?
Rollmond?
Rollmanad. Sorry.
Rollmanad. I'm
I
sorry.
will copy and paste that for you guys once more.
Well, it might be him, but then again, it might be whoever the entity is might have an agreement with Rollmanad. Hey, you can dump all your sturges in this area.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be anything. So
Yeah, and to clarify, I heard is it 7th layer of hell or 3rd layer of the abyss? Because you went back and forth.
I'm sorry. It should be the 3rd layer of the abyss. This is what I have in my notes. I misspoke.
It's all good. That's why I take notes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Rose doesn't know the difference between hell and abyss, so it makes sense for her to make that mistake, but she doesn't care. They have horns and they're weird colors, and they're not tieflings, so they're bad.
Eric, I don't know. Can I retcon something?
What's that?
I got sidetracked when they started asking to speak to the gods and the demons.
What are we retconning? Or potentially retconning?
On the way out, Echo would have subtly cast prestidigitation on himself to clean his outfit.
To clean his outfit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any dust, any wrinkles, straighten it up so it looks proper on the way out.
Sure.
After they bow, they make their exit and they walk out. He's going to cast prestidigitation. He's going to subtly cast prestidigitation.
Okay.
Interesting. I think I follow.
And I just want to make sure it went off.
It did.
Okay. Yeah. And I meant to do that.
Yep. I knew when I said I follow, I knew exactly what you were doing.
So
same page.
Okay.
But
yeah,
anyways.
why don't we go? Well, let's see what your mom and dad think about it, Rickard, and then I guess let's go talk to the boss tomorrow. Tomorrow, kind of thing.
Sounds like a plan.
All I'm gonna say now is, if you guys want to make a deal, you guys can. I'm done making deals with higher entities.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be. You guys can. I'm just saying I'm not gonna be a part of that deal. I've learned my lesson, which is rare. So you guys can do that. This is not. I will help you fight whatever, but that's about where I'm at.
Yeah, I think
I'm
Echo kind
right
of feels.
there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. I mean, we can talk to this entity. I mean, just speaking to him might be enlightening, but I think making any deals with it is an incredibly bad idea.
Well, to be fair, we're adventurers at this point. A series of bad ideas is usually the title of our book.
Well,
Yeah.
there's making silly mistakes like touching a mimic, and then there's making deals with something that's trapped someone like Lord Fang for centuries and ruined this entire area. I
think Echo kind of feels the same way. He's not happy about the fact that we have to go speak to this guy to begin with.
I mean, it might be interesting
But,
to us to speak with
yeah.
him, admittedly, but I think kicking the quote, she raises her, she does air quotes, kicking the can down the road. One, I mean, you may not be around in the next couple hundred years, but I'll be, and so really, it makes more sense to take care of this now. And two, it just seems foolish.
Plus, I mean, I'm pretty damn sure that 6 of us can take out that Lady Ilmaro chick, so I'm pretty confident. It'd have to be a pretty sweet deal.
Okay. Well, let me put it this way.
Echo has this ginormous ego. Okay, I mean he's been and is regularly an adult dragon, and he breathes fire, and he can do some incredible stuff. But I'm not so sure about this one.
Well, I guess your ego pales
he's
in
like-
comparison to Rickard's then.
Yeah, Echo's like this one's gonna hurt, guys.
Yeah, the
We
mage
might win,
lady.
but it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's kind of what Aimer is talking about with her. He's saying if we're gonna fight her, we need to be prepared to fight Echo
Yeah.
at max strength plus a few.
Exactly. Like, out of character, Rickard is not wise. He's good in a fight. He wants to fight this chick. But I'm appreciative of everybody, trying to dot the I's and cross the T's. But also, this is just an ideal scenario. Fully powered, going up against a strong entity. That's late game D&D prime material right there.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
Well, as Tessadine would put it, if you have multiple paths before you, you should prioritize the paths that don't lock out other paths. So if we have the opportunity to talk and then do violence, we should do that, because it's very hard to do violence and then talk.
That's why you have Speak with Dead.
All right, Rickard, let's talk to your parents and see what they think about this whole thing.
All right. Going to the Von Karth estate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. We go to the
Riding
Von
our
Karth
scorpions
estate.
back through the desert.
Awesome.
Riding on a scorpion with no name.
You guys never named your scorpions, so that's accurate.
Yeah.
On a scorpion with no name. Yeah, doesn't really work.
No.
Aimer is going to go over card. I will say, though, part of helping you here is I'm hoping that we'll keep South Cove out of hostility with Preston moving forward here.
I turn to Ricard and I just say, I mean, you're a friend, so I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am going to extract favors from your parents and you for helping you with this. And I'm telling you that
I think
in the
your
spirit of
hearts,
friendship.
yeah, your hearts are in the right place. We will help each other.
I'll fight the undead witch queen thing. But that is my requirement is your word that South Cove will stay out of the fight with Reston if we succeed.
Is Carlin still formally at war with Reston out of character?
It's mostly a Cold War, more of a lukewarm war. There are raids that happen across the border into Reston. Reston has no reason to raid Corlin because, frankly, they have nothing to raid. So Corlin just raids Reston for resources.
Because I was reading the wiki, and 300 years ago, or about 300-ish
Yep.
years ago, there was a hot war, like an actual
Indeed.
full-on War.
Yes.
Because I just wanted to, because that's where her dad was, doing stuff. I
The
just wanted to
roaming
make sure.
king, he kind of did a number on them, and Amer's got his current priorities, which don't involve a million scrolls of Comet that were used on on Corlin.
Well,
Okay.
Ricard will hold out his hand and say, "You have my word that South Cove will stay out of any conflict with Kristen."
Amer will shake Ricard's hand.
Well, let's go see if your parents want to take up the reins for a decade or two.
All right.
Let's.
Cool. I think we've got time to do this. So we're going to go
And
ahead.
just to put one more option on the table, so knowing that the Sturges are trash and being dumped through the portal, if we could arrange to make it painful to dump them through the portal, such as, creating a gate to the bottom of the elemental plane of water right in front of those 4 portals and power washing whatever's on the other side of them.
Well, there's thousands of portals. There's more
Thousands
than
of portals.
there's 4 portals in the cave I saw, and there's hundreds of caves throughout the entire mountain range.
Are those portals? Are all those caves connected, or are they disparate caves?
They're all disparate.
So much for flooding the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, as you guys reach the Von Karth estate, the Von Karths are in the garden with Gordo.
One last thought. Gate to the elemental plane of magma and do a lava cast Minecraft style over the whole mountain.
What if we make Gordo the ruler of South Cove?
What is this, England?
I can support this. It'd be like Stubbs, except Gordo.
Yeah, he should be the mascot at least.
Yeah.
I do love him. I
Amer looks visibly pleased to see Gordo.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't kill
He
him.
just looked
Yeah.
pleased. Yeah.
yeah,
Eric,
like
I assume that this is just a normal mortal corgi, right? Like, I don't know about this dog.
You don't know anything about this dog.
Okay, all right.
You've never seen this dog before. Your dad is carrying a corgi.
he's actually your parents' true master.
Yeah, it's a shape shifting. Yeah.
He's like
Everything-
he's a giant mind. He's actually like a super psychic vampire, and he's just messing with our minds to make it look like a corgi.
I will
like
let you
you-
theorycraft all you want.
Yeah, you cast detect thoughts and you hear, yes, everything's going a corgi to plan.
Good, yeah.
Of course, you'd hear that from any single cat.
Yeah, give me the doggy treats. Good. Sorry.
Ricard will notice
No, that's
this
valid.
new little creature as he walks into the garden. He'll be like, "Oh, who's this little guy?" And he kind of goes up and starts scrunching his face.
And the dog's going to sniff you and will look up at Victor and, kind of shy away from you a little bit until you start giving him scritches, at which point he will roll over in your dad's arms to give you his tummy.
Monty walks out on my shoulder, noticeably jealous. Relax, but you'll get scritches too.
I have no idea what he's saying.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, it absolutely is the point.
Yeah.
It's like Archie-D2. You have no idea what he's saying, but he's a great sidekick.
Whoever said it's Aladdin and Abu vibes, that's definitely it.
Mm-hmm. So, this is Gordo. One of our most recent pets. We find his presence soothing.
He is very soothing. He's a handsome little boy.
He's the bestest of boys.
Brendan
I'm
will kind of
sorry
walk
I
up
said
because
those words.
This is taking too long. Brendan's gonna walk up and be like, "Yeah, so we figured out how to get you back in power."
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Good old Brennan. Amer's gonna look over at Rose and be like, "Think I can get one of those in Nausea?"
So your meeting with Lord Fang went well.
Yeah, while Ricard is just still giving Gordo scrunches, he's just like, yeah, we just have to fight this large undead lady, and then they'll just hand over rule of the city to us.
That doesn't sound easy.
Imagine I know very little, but she looked like some sort of crazy Lich Queen type character. I mean, she made Reagan basically cry in a corner like a scolded dog.
Well, she is his taskmaster. I'm sure the rules of the contract force him to obey her. But have you ever heard of the name Ilmaro?
No. Have you, darling? No, I'm afraid not.
I was hoping
It's
these.
unfortunate that you say that she rules him.
He is the enforcer of the contract that he foolishly got into.
She nods. Contracts are very powerful things, especially with an entity such as what you have described. What is your course of action?
To go to the
Apparently.
library, firstly.
To a
Well,
library?
apparently. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
You're going to a library?
Do you guys have a library? I would assume you do. Have a private library?
Most of the books have been sold over the years, but yes, we have a few left. Why?
I want to see if I can find any information on this being. She seems like old and powerful, and I've read the name in a very brief, the stories you tell your children so that they behave before bed. But I'd like to see if I can find something a bit more tangible.
You won't find anything like that in our library, I'm afraid. Most of the books that we have consist of old fiction.
If she's destroyed, then Regan Fane will retire. He doesn't wish to remain in power, and he would retire. That would leave a position to rule the city. But yeah, is that something your family is really interested in doing? I mean, you understand the nature of the city. It's not going to change overnight. It's going to take someone with an iron will and an iron hand to rule a place like this. Is that something your family's interested in doing?
And he's going to look at her. She looks at him. I believe my wife would be the best choice for such an action. Placing Leora in charge would be most likely the best course of action. I, of course, would continue to manage the estate, so she had a retreat from the throne. But she is shrewd when it comes to the matters of politics.
Technically, I believe Rickard would be the one who would win the throne, but I think it would be within his power to appoint one of you as regents, seeing as he's not very experienced when it comes to matters of politics and ruling cities.
Even better.
Plus, I'm going to have to help these guys with a few things before I get to it.
Of course. We would have to establish the new rulership and establish a way for things to progress forwards without Lord Fang. So for that end, I would accept on a temporary basis on the condition that you return and allow me to retire in peace again.
Of course.
Very well then. I will accept.
You guys, we got this.
please be cautious. An entity like what you've described will be very dangerous. I recommend you prepare. I trust you have plenty of time to do so. Days and weeks.
We can make the challenge whenever we feel like.
Very well. I wish for you the very best, my dear boy. And she's going to reach out to hold both of your hands. She's nervous.
I embrace her hands.
Obviously nervous that you're in over your head. But she's supportive.
Amber looks over to Echo and goes, "Hey, Echo, can you hand me 2 paper birds?"
Oh yeah, he's got quite a few. Absolutely.
Gordo goes running off.
Hi, Gordo.
I don't trust them. You should have killed him when you had the chance, Aimer. Now it's too late.
Listen. Aimer couldn't do that. Okay, like remember, he's not evil. He's not just gonna kill a cute dog.
Gordo
That's
is
just what it
drinking
wants
from
you
the
to think.
fountain right now, just nearly drowning.
It's just no, you don't understand. He left because he's going to report to his true master what this conversation has been about.
Yeah.
Brennan was so close to killing that dog.
We finally made Lady Aromaro's master, and it's just this 12-foot tall corgi.
Yeah, it's actually Gordo. Oh my god. We've been playing right into his hands the whole time.
Oh no.
Now I've been playing right into his paws this whole time.
All right. So,
yeah.
Anything else you want to discuss about the plan?
I'm gonna send a paper bird
Yes, sir.
to Zutono
Okay.
and one to Mr. Verm.
Okay.
Both will say the same thing, which I'll type out.
Please.
Well, I've got certain spells I can prepare for if we're taking on Lady Ilmara, but let's have tomorrow be a polite meet and greet and plan for a brawl another day.
I think you've got the right idea there.
Yeah. So Rickard, I don't think we need to. If we're going to if we're going to challenge this creature, I don't think we need to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, because the situation is, for all intents and purposes, completely stable.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would like to rid them of their Sturge problem sooner rather than later, but we have time to prepare. Absolutely.
Okay, let's I guess we just go to bed, get up tomorrow and go back to the
I'm putting in a request for information back to Nausha, and I'm saying this in character to them.
Yep.
To see if either of my contacts there know anything. Since I did join the consortium, hopefully Zatono will respond. And Verm is usually quite the bastion of information, normally quite helpful. So anything we can get at this point to help would be very useful.
And one thing for Echo, if we ever find ourselves with access to, say, the massive epic library of infiniteness, use Wish to cast Create Homunculus. Just give it 1 hit point, and have a servant there to carry books for it. And at any time, no matter how far away, you can look through its eyes and control it. So you basically have infinite access to that library.
Yeah, we already went there. We didn't think about that at the time, or didn't have access to it.
Yeah, we couldn't cast Homunculus back then. Yeah.
Very clever, though.
Just putting that out there because you have teleport.
I don't think we can teleport there. It's kind of hard to get there. It's a whole ordeal to get there.
Yeah.
And
we
we
don't.
don't.
I mean, just like a regular place. That's a big library.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can probably just get a library card to some of the nicer cities. And they have pretty decent libraries. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just leave a homunculus there.
All right. So the paper birds, both of them, will fly away. And they fly northeast from here.
It's a fair bit of a journey for them, so hopefully we'll hear back sooner than later.
Yeah, hopefully they fly faster than a sturge.
Well.
I think they're just in the local area.
60. So.
Oh, the sturges are 40, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's gonna get pretty far away before
Yeah.
it comes nighttime. So.
They can go a very long way very, very quickly.
Yeah, the birds never stop either, so...
Cool.
And presumably they're immune to rain. Because that would be kind of lame if they weren't. But anyways...
Did you get the waxed paper birds, or just the paper birds?
Did you cheap out, Echo?
He got the kind that are made out of that same paper that your social security card is made out of.
Oh, gross. Dissolves if you sneeze on it. Yeah.
Yeah, dissolve. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's where we're going to end for tonight, as I don't have time to get you through anything else tonight, really. So,
well,
yes?
Rose, there's a scene I don't know if Rickard wants to do it. We might be able to do it in the remaining 23 minutes.
What's up?
Well, if we're all going to do our own things tonight, she'll come to his room at night and knock on the door.
Ooh. Okay. Ricard?
Well, yeah, it's not what you're thinking, probably.
No, just a second. Ricard, is there a young lady in your room?
No, I think he'll open the door expectantly.
Okay.
And be surprised that Rose is there.
She's just gonna gesture at him to come out to the courtyard, I guess, out here. At night. Come on, there's something I need to talk to you about.
Sure, Rose.
Oh, bring your
Glad
armor.
to.
And yeah, is he wearing his armor and sword?
No, he would have been down to his night clothes now.
She looks at him and just says, "You might want to put on your armor."
With a confused look on his face, he'll kind of nod and say, "Oh, okay. Give me 10 minutes."
Yeah, she'll go down to the courtyard and she'll just wait there.
Clank, 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 clank. You hear him coming out.
Yeah, she's just staring there at the sky, waiting for him to come down. She looks over at him and just says, she's holding Star Shatter in her hands. And she holds it up to the light of the moon and just says, "This is the sword that slayed Vagradan for the first time. The party went through quite an ordeal to get a hold of it. And to be honest, the only reason I'm wielding it is because at the time, I was the best swordsman in the party." But she looks over at Rickard. Now that you've joined, I've been able to watch you. You are pretty competent, and to be honest, you're a better swordsman than I am. I've been considering giving you this sword.
It's, first of all, I'm flattered. But I mean, there's a lot you can do that I can't do. But I mean, that's quite a gesture, Rose. Thank you.
Well, like I said, I understand that. There are some rather glaring weaknesses in your fighting style. I haven't decided whether or not I'm actually going to do it, which is why I told you to put on your armor. She's actually going to like draw the sword and take a fighting stance. I need to see if you're actually worthy to wield this blade.
With a massive grin on his face, Gar will put on his helmet and draw his sword.
Are you guys doing this in the courtyard?
Oh yeah, it's courtyard. I mean, it's not like super late at night, so it's probably like 11, maybe midnight.
No, I'm just curious because if it goes that Abra's gonna hear it and he's gonna shout from the window after the fight starts, going "Fight! Fight! Fight! Fight!" out the window to the courtyard and just yelling at you guys.
So I don't know if you want to actually like do this with an actual roll everything. That might take too long.
We can montage this real quick if you guys like.
Oh yeah, so she is going to actually start fighting him, and she is coming at him with full intent to try and kill him.
Okay. Ricard, do you want to gloss over the fight, or do we want to go through it?
I'm comfortable doing it however you want.
Okay.
I'm montage. It's fine because she just wants to see how he responds to various things.
Sure.
Because she's seen him. She knows his actual defense is pretty great.
Sure.
She's
So-
fought him before. Or she's seen him fight.
The easy, fast way to do this is to have the full-on anime music going as you guys fight under the stars and the swarm of Sturges being warded off by the Von Karth wards. You guys fight in the courtyard, and whoever rolls higher on a D100 will be the victor.
I just want to start. I want to say that it starts out with Ricard kind of like walking away from her, like as if starting at a duel, and then he's like, "Victoria Omnia," and then he just goes, "Oh shit," because she's already fucking attacking him.
Yeah, she fights dirty. Like she's doing shit like teleporting behind you, trying to hit you in the back, and she's escalating. Every time you stop her, she starts pulling out more dirty tricks. Like she starts doing the circle of darkness so you can't see. She starts, trying to grapple you and like throw you to the ground and things like that, which he can actually resist that pretty easily.
Does she aim for the
Darkness
family
is really good,
jewels?
though.
Not, he's wearing a cod piece, so I don't think it would do anything as opposed to hitting him anywhere else. But yeah, she's using every dirty trick in the book because she's trying to show, 'cause we've all seen his will roll.
Yeah. Cool.
She's
You'll notice that Ricard also fights like really dirty and just he's like laughing and enjoying it as you get like dirty and dirty with the fighting tactics, because this is just like a bar brawl to him now.
Yeah. And she's just asking him like, what are you gonna do now? Because now that he's blind, he can't see anything, and she can see him just fine. What are you gonna do when our enemies try to ensorcel your mind or try to prevent you from moving? She says, as their blades are flashing. His shield is barely parrying the things in the complete and total darkness.
After you say that, you'll find that somehow he like slips past you a little bit, and he just kind of like leans on your back a little bit, and he goes, "I'll lean on my new friends."
She's gonna attempt to stunning strike him. just roll the cunning. I just want to just roll the con roll. I just want to see if that works. Yeah, he passes easily.
Wow.
Excellent. Yeah, you feel the weird tug in your chest as she attempts to inject you with ki, and your strength is able to repel it to keep you from being paralyzed. And she just nods, and you know what? Let's do. I think that's a good place to do the roll, the 1d100 to see who wins.
Who wins this fight? If you tie, Ricard got a 16.
Ooh.
Sweet August Rose.
Well, I think we're going with one is highest.
Yep,
in this one.
whichever one's highest. Yep.
Oh no, one is higher.
Oh,
than
we're gonna
100,
ace it? Okay.
Number one. I want to because I kind of want him to win this. 1d. 100.
Watch roll 2.
Yeah, I roll a 1. Oh my god.
With a
Oh my
10.
The dice want to tell a different story, Rose.
The
Oh
dice
my
wanted to tell a story. As you
Dear
guys
Edward, dear.
exhaust each other all the way down to less than 20% of your capacity, Ricard will win the fight.
Oh, okay.
Just wins the
No, I
fight.
thought Rose wins the fight. They're doing the number 1 being the highest. And 100 being the
Yeah,
lowest.
because he rolled a 16 and
Oh.
I wanted him to win, so I set it at 1 being the highest, but
Oh.
then I rolled a 10.
I thought we were going just with the 1 to be the ace.
No, I meant 1 to be the highest
Oh.
because I wanted Ricard to win.
Well,
but
1 is
it's
lower
fine.
than 16. How does that work?
I agree.
Well, yeah, because number one,
Yeah.
one is better than two, which is better than three, and so on. You'd rather be first place than the 100th place.
Sure.
That's what I was trying to argue.
Ricard, after just feeling the tension of the duel die down, he's panting and laughing, and he's just like, "Oh, that was so fun, Rose. Thank you so much." But like I said, there's a lot that you can do that I can't do.
Well, no, we'll just end this with I think because she technically won, so she manages, after fighting for 15, 30 minutes, she finally manages to knock him down and get him on his back, and she's pointing a sword at him, but I'm sure we're both pretty messed up. We're both bleeding. We're both panting from the exertion. We're all messed up. We've drained all our resources. But she nods and she bends down to pick him up. Offers him a hand.
He'll take your hand.
She lifts him up and just says, "I believe you are worthy to wield this sword." And she just nods and just says, "The important thing is that ego isn't a part of this. I truly do believe you could use this sword better than I do, and that is what matters." And she's going to offer Star Shatter to him, hilt first.
He'll just smile and reach out and take the sword and say, "It's an honor, Rose. Thank you."
Yeah, as long as you use it to kill Vagradan or help us kill Vagradan, that's the important thing. Whew. Man, I haven't worked out that hard in a long time.
Ricard will hold out his hand. "I promise to help you kill Vagradan."
Yeah, she shakes his hand. I'll hold you to that.
The camera pans to a nearby window where his mom and dad are watching. They smile at each other and walk away into the estate. There's still hope for him.
And I will transfer Starshot. Well, I can't transfer it.
Yeah.
I will delete it from her
Inventory. Got it.
inventory. Yep.
All right. So as we end with Ricard claiming the sword, we'll pick up next week for the next episode of the Spirits End Fellowship, as you guys are going to have a meeting with Lady Ilmaro's manager.